Okay. Are you in live? Everybody is here. We have a we have 115 people, 135 people. Stone PK.
Sema Alex. Si nyinyi muende huko.
Okay, I've added you. Daudi.
Thanks, you've added me too.
Okay, let's start the show. Guys, thank you very much. We ended the show unceremoniously, but we are coming back.
Na wengine akina nani?
Why don't you come back? Why don't you go to this one?
We already have 300 and people watching the show. Stone PK, go on.
Those other guys who are on the other side, wamefanya nini?
No, we are all here. People are waiting for us. So I think we were saying that we need to restart maneno ya Kakamega. What were we doing? Stone PK, tell us.
You see, I'm very sorry. I look like sometimes I'm extremist. Yes, I am. Well, because for me, I don't wait for a house to burn, then I go looking for water. That's not how I deal with life. What you are seeing with even Wekesa, and I will not stop saying it. This cowardice, it's common Kenyan way of behaving. This is how we are behaving, and Kenya will ban. Oh, we are modest. Oh, this channel is not where people are supposed to talk harsh, hard. We are supposed to be modest. Modesty about what? Yeah. In fact, me, I had stayed away from Mutembei for a very long time because I remember when we were talking politics, when we were talking of how we need to activate and create awareness for Kenyans to vote for Baba. It was not me. We are modern.
With people like Waitangura, they cannot do anything.
What's happening there now?
On.
Yeah, so you see, like now, what we wanted to do, of course, before we started this, I asked a very simple question: how many of us have participated directly in election? Directly, meaning if you have done it directly, you know what happened. You know how 1,000 shillings, how big 1,000 shillings is. Kama wacha kwenda tu kupiga kura na kwenda. Kama umekuwa either wewe ni agent, umekuwa wewe ni candidate, you know the importance. Shilingi 100 vile inakuwa. Unajua ati saa hiyo uko pale umekauka pale, you are trying to tell people tafadhali mkienda mpigie Meki kura pale nje. You know how important 1,000 shillings is.
Yeah.
You know, even 50 bob saa hiyo.
Hata 20.
Yeah. Hata 20 bob.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. So for me, that's why I really supported that idea. Yeah, grassroots, not like our Jews, they are the ones who are messing Baba, And at one time I told people, personally, I feel so bad that I had to come this side, because I know the role I play. Hata ikiwa umemobilize kura 200 na zisiibiwe, it is you are better than mtu anajaribu kuorganize 100,000 that you are sorry. So that is it. So if you have 1,000 people wanachunga hiyo kura 200, anawachunga kwa roho safi. 1,000 times 200, you know what that is. And that is the strategy that Baba doesn't have, because the people who surround Baba ni wezi, wako tu ni kama Ruto, you know, they are just there to benefit themselves. Why would the agents of Baba not be paid? No umepewa pesa wapeleke. It's unfair. And personally, I've experienced that. 2013, I had it very rough.
Senator Patty Murray is a champion for Washington workers and families. In the U.S. Senate,
I had it very rough.
Senator Patty Murray is a champion for Washington workers and families.
What's happening?
Alex, you can mute.
Go ahead, Stone PK.
Cecilia anatafuta link. Usimtumie yeye link.
Nani anatafuta?
Somebody.
Go ahead, Stone PK. Ongea.
Yeah, so
Alex, weka link kwa watu huko waingie.
Okay, naweka.
So for me, I talk from very, very, very direct experience in 2013. I know how we lost 2013. I know how we lost 2017, you know. And sorry, I was seeing how we were going to lose 2022. But whenever I mentioned this, people would say, minimum woga, nini. It's because I know there is one major weakness that we have. And that's why this major weakness is, after you demonstrate you hapa, why would you come and, you know, start worrying about money being contributed and all this? I've never understood. I've never understood. This is a forum, and there's a forum where people have met. People can meet Maggie. Hey, I mean, that is personal arrangement. All right, and you know, when it comes to people supporting others, it is the willing, whoever is willing to support, you know, yeah. And so when the idea of looking for a few guys in the border, it's true. You might send 10,000 or whatever it is, and then only 8,000 does some work, 2,000 in a potelea. That is kawaida. That is happening even with our own relatives, brothers and sisters. You can never refuse to support something. Hata unatumia mtu pesa ya matanga 3,000. Unaona anafikisha 4,000. Na 1,000 atakupatia excuse, you know, nilienda nikafanya. We live with those things because zinaishi ziko kwa sisi society. What we don't, we try to detest is when somebody does, you know, fundraising in terms of conning people. You know, you do a fundraising and your pesa doesn't go. The idea of the money we sent to when Mutsembe went to give people food, that was my idea. Mine idea, Stone PK. I'm the one who started the idea on this show. Araka, and they took it and ran away with it. For me, it didn't matter so long as the intended objective.
On the line.
The aim was to help the people who are dying of hunger. So for me, it didn't matter who takes it and all that. So that is the heart I had, and I really felt like it's a good one. Yeah. Alex. Alex, you are not muted.
Yeah, I'm here. Okay, don't pick a talk.
Itakuwa na eko mingi sana. Daudi, what is it? Who has put this? Sisi ni Mutuya. Are we together, you guys?
I'm on. It's. I think
There,
she just
there's a
wanted
lot
the
of
link.
noise. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. We've sent the link. I don't know why people are not seeing the link. Okay. Okay, Stone PK, ongea. I'm sending the link again.
If Rick and Kathy would have just known this primitive fire starting technique, it would have made such a huge difference in
Stone
getting them
PK.
through the freezing cold night in the desert.
Dowdy, you can say something. Let me pause there a little bit.
Yeah, I think a lot of our guys are asking why our show was ended abruptly. I think that was an administrative action, just to make sure we were in line with some of the guidelines. But we're back on. We apologize for that short disruption. And one of our colleagues here, Alex, is trying very hard to get you the link. If you could be patient, the link will be on your way. But it's very important. We just can't stop at speaking and just saying words. I think sometimes it is important that we put our actions and our money where our words are, and that's why we were encouraging people, people of
Maybe you need
goodwill,
to mute you as Maggie.
people of goodwill to come forward and facilitate. We are not bribing voters. We are just facilitating some of the agents who might need lunch or might need transportation or might need, a small car lunch or water or, just something so that they are focused on what they are doing. This is independent of what Azimio or ODM is doing. This is just an action from people who are passionate about Baba's main goal and his dream of what Kenya should look like. So whoever is spreading propaganda that there is a fundraising, it's not a fundraising. This is just an effort to getting resources that are much needed. In normal situations, people should have these things. But we are in a situation where somebody is sitting at a polling station and they don't have lunch up to 6 p.m. What kind of work is that? So that's why we were passionate about it, making sure that at least some of the agents, I know we cannot feed everyone, just some, 2 or 3, whatever is can be raised is enough. Even one person getting their lunch, that is more than could be asked of anyone here. So that's why we were passionate about it. Just wanted to make sure that our people on the ground have something. You can't send your soldiers to the ground without boots. You have to put boots on their feet. You have to give them food. You have to clothe them. We were just trying to be humane enough so that at least this time around we have an outcome that we cannot sit back and regret about. Most of us, I think why we felt so bad about it is that we didn't do enough. And that's why personally I feel like it was important that even if I had some $5 lying somewhere in some account, at least I got it out and put it into action. If somebody ate $1 or $2 out of the $5 and the $3 went into action, that is good for me. And so I am calling whoever has something small to offer, whether you have a friend or you have a relative who is out there who can go out and, encourage people to go and vote. Please call them, send them something so that they can cause a change. One extra vote is more than enough. People win or lose elections because of a single vote. And if you can be that person who can create that win for Azimio, then you'll stand to be counted. Thank you. We can bring in Mama Maggie. Mama Maggie, the floor is yours, please.
Anyway, what you have said, and that is the spirit actually we should continue with. I'm glad to see how much you people are fighting for Azimio to win. Those who are trying to tell us that, oh, I don't know, that money probably is going to be what. It doesn't matter. Hata even kanisa si huwa tunalipa sadaka. But do you know that money doesn't reach God? It is just being utilized by among those people. So ile nia yetu is what we are praying for. Those people get something, eat, wakingoja hiyo ballot whatever ambayo bado zimezidi kukaa mbali, wakule something. What's wrong with that? So wenye wanaturudisha nyuma wakifikiria what is wrong with Harambee hata being done in a social media like this? And how many have been done in Tembei, if I'm not wrong? How many? But anyway, that's the past now. Tuwe na hiyo spirit. Hiyo spirit sio ati mimi ninatetea Raila because Raila is Jabondo. Raila, at least Kenya ni, if I look at Kenya, I don't know how it is going to be with Ruto as a president. I'm so sorry. I don't know. I've been asking myself that question. I don't know how it is going to be. Because watu wote ukiona hiyo chain of command yao zote ni watu ambayo one way or the other their names have been painted somewhere. Their names have been painted somewhere. But are those the kind of people we are going to give our country to run? Do we think we are really going to be in safe hands? Do we think this country is going to be the same? I've been to Congo. If you go to Congo, I just thought of maybe this person is going to make Kenya look like Congo. Congo is worse. Yeah, those other places, maybe Kinshasa is a little bit, not some place you can admire, but places like Bukavu, Goma, those are the other places. In fact, you pity, you wonder, are this country has it been a country any day, any time? It's worse. So is this what we really want for Kenya? I just think, I've been thinking aloud, but I don't get any answer. Stone PK, back to you.
So before Stone PK comes on, so Mama Maggie, I've put the number for Vincent Mage, who is on the ground in Lukuyani, somewhere in Kakamega, the private chat.
Yeah.
If you would like to bless him and give him something to get his body on the ground going.
What is his name?
He's called Vincent Mage. The name is there.
Tell him he must he must hakikisha for us.
I think he will come through. He's the
problem is if I do wave, he will not get my number. But
I will notify him, or you can even send him a WhatsApp message just to make sure he gets it.
Oh, that's a WhatsApp number.
I think it's either Safaricom number, but I think it's WhatsApp connected. So you could.
Yeah, Wave can. I only know Wave can do M-Pesa. Let me save this number first.
Don't PK. Please, you.
Might need water. I could hear water running under the ground. I couldn't see it, but I could hear it trickling through there. And it's like, what the heck is that? I hear it.
Where were we? Where were we?
But just beyond is a
Why are people not here? We are the only 4 of us.
And it was
Now, there is something I wanted to say, Maggie and Daudi. You know,
we were just almost
there is a saying, watu wanapenda kusema kuregarega. You know,
beer or something.
kuregarega is when you lazy around. Unakuya, unaenda. You know, you are not sure. Unaogopa. And in life, there is a stage you reach. Mpaka unasema sasa uoga ikae. And it is like now, hakuna maneno ya kuogopa ati utaambiwa ati sijui ukuwe neutral. You know, right now is we must get this thing. And it has been proved to us.
It could be infected with one or more pathogens.
Can I interrupt? So Kailana called Vincent, and Vincent has 50 borders with him. And so Mama Maggie, just, help Vincent. God, Alex, please bless Vincent as he blesses Bob and does mute him.
All I'm going to do is I'm going to fill my plastic water bottle with water that I've just taken.
I don't know what happened. I was just thrown away by this thing, this internet. I have never seen that before. Anyway.
Okay. Ni Vincent. Vincent who?
I was Mage. Ni kama Magi lakini ni Mage. So as I was saying, I don't know. I've been really struggling to find out how we can mobilize people. I know we are live on TV. I don't really mind because when you are speaking your mind, you cannot speak while looking on the akina Raila wangekuwa na uoga kama hii tuko nayo, not be where we are. The truth of the matter is a revolution has to be. It doesn't. I mean, it can take whatever form.
else. And I spent much of it trying to burrow into it.
Who is posting all these things and as the highlight happen? Who is doing that? Alex.
Not to good use. I use as a blanket to cover our legs.
Who does that? It's only whoever has the key. And it's very rude, whoever is doing it. Daudi.
I think Alex is the only person with the powers to block some of those people.
It was always like
But they can't come on the screen unless is an administrator that is bringing them on the screen.
I don't even know how they are coming out. They are hacking us.
It is if you double click on it, on the comment there, and that's how it appears.
Okay, let me block them.
Who are they?
Go on.
Yeah, so I was saying, fighting for justice is never a walk in the park. And I just hope Baba, of course, we don't expect Baba to be in the streets or Baba to be wherever. And we don't have to go to the streets to demand justice. There are many ways. There are many ways of doing it. We are not, it's not a mass that people go wild. There are many ways, but there has to be acknowledgement that there has not been any election in this country. That has to be very loud and clear. Okay. There is something I heard, somebody commenting. What do we call this guy? It was a very negative comment that I really wanted to debunk. How countries slide into the list of the most corrupt countries. People just think those are theories, but it is true. There are countries that are so corrupt, they are listed as such. And the things that happen in that country is so frustrating. The people, if you meet them out there, they have flee from their country because it's unbearable. And you think we are different? Those of us who are, let's say, in the States and everywhere else, we are economic refugees. Sisi ni marefugee. Tumepotea Kenya because hakuna kazi. Yeah, because if you could be at home and you are able to do your thing and you are having your money, you would love to be there. That is the truth. Of course, there are those who are here by choice, but I can tell you, more than 3/4 ni ile kumigrate kutafuta namna na hali. And we are doing that when we have a country that is 60 years old. You know, imekuwa na hiyo tunaita free will nini na pesa. Country is not poor, but the money is with the few. People have grabbed money. People, how do you explain a civil servant with a bank account of 300 million? Kwani anafanyanga biashara gani hiyo wengine hawajui? You have somebody, a civil servant for only 4 years, he has 150 million. Then you are told that yeye ni mjanja. Which ujanja is this? Ni ujanja gani? Unaambua Ruto has ana kuku zinamletea 1 million per day. So there are no other farmers who can do that kind of business in Kenya. I mean, I'm just giving such examples whereby Kenyans have, because of naivety, we have been made to accept things as they are. You are even made to think that it is because you don't work hard so much, okay, and you don't do this, you don't do that. That's a lie. When the economy belongs to only a few people. Alafu nadanganywa ati Dynasty wako na nini? What has Dynasty got to do with the poverty of the people? Yes, let them be, but they have the money, they have the businesses that are employing people, right? Talk of Brookside. If you go there, it's not goats that are working there. It's Kenyans. There are people there working, earning salaries. Families are feeding from that. Go to the gas cylinder production. So it doesn't matter who opens the companies, man. Tuache kuwekwa hiyo kasumba ati uchukie matajiri. Is there a country or world where you don't have investors? Just because maybe wewe huwezi kuinvest because pesa imeipiwa, you are not able to move. Then you start blaming your neighbor there because he has a car na wewe una baiskeli. You think the reason why you don't have a car is because he has a car. You see, and these are things that people are not looking the depth and the widespread rot that is going to happen in this country. So when you hear some of us really being very passionate about the leadership and making sure that certain people don't get this leadership, it's because we know. Wow, iko kelele. Iko mic zinaumiza watu kwa masikio. Ni Alex bwana. Alex ana yeah, so generally we don't come hapa Mtembei kuja tu kupayuka or really. You can have those keyboard warriors on the side huko akina Cheruiyot. We know what they are coming to do with that nonsense of theirs. But for us here, we are serious. We are just serious. We are saying the election is not fair. It's not fair. If you think it's fair, shauri yako. You have a right to think. If you think Ruto is well elected, you go celebrate. Then you come here bashing people saying we are biased. Yes, majority of people who are on this platform, we support Azimio. That is true. Personally, I support Azimio. So when you tell me, oh, I'm biased, that is a language I don't seem to understand. You go support whoever you want to support. And when I say, if you are a Christian, you follow Jesus, you are following Jesus' philosophy, what he believes. That's why you're called a Christian. Yeah. So if you follow a thief, confirm the thief, then you believe in that. Ukienda kwa waganga, unafuata mganga, then you believe na uganga. Ukienda kwa wale watu wanajifunga kitambaa ile tunaita akurino, you are called an akurino because that's the faith you want to follow. So people saying, oh, wow, it is neither here nor there. And that's why we want to do anything possible to ensure that Raila Amolo Odinga becomes the president. Thank you. Back to Alex.
Yeah, nakwambia Stone PK, asante sana watu ambao mmeingia show sahi. You are the most formidable supporters of Baba. Sahi ndio tunajua watu ambao wana support Baba. Leo, Chris, Guru, Cheza, Mwika, sisi hatuchezi sahi. Tunataka kuona vile Baba hii kitu anachukua. Okay, I think Daudi, can you take a little bit and then Leo can take over? Or Leo,
Yes.
Leo, can you say something about?
Thank you, Ms. Alex. I really appreciate. You know, I'm a backstage warrior. I've been listening to you guys, and I support you fully. There is something which Dawood was saying a little bit a while ago while I was taking my breakfast. I thought it's good that I'll come front. You know, now when soldiers we are a little bit injured, this is the time we are supposed to come tough. This is the time we are supposed to come in tough and make sure that things works. It's now we shouldn't be afraid anything. Because these guys, they have already shown us stupidity. It is time to show them that we are the real men. And you know, Alex, where we come from, we don't fear. So let's do it. Wherever it can, it's possible. It's our win, and we must take it. They are not going to take anything from us now. It's do or die. And Mr. Daud, yes, what you said, let's support our people in the ground. As from us since yesterday, with my groups from the Murembe Nation there, we started doing something. Hopefully, it's gonna yield, and hopefully, let's our foot soldiers do something so that we don't lose anything. Those guys are criminal, indeed criminal. They are not gonna let anything come to us free. They're gonna fight until they take everything from us. So, guys, as you support anyone on the ground, tell them to be strong. Let not be cowed by anyone else. It is our time, and if we don't support the BAPA, remember Kenya is gone. Kenya is gone, and we will never recover. Whatever we have invested in that country, it's gone. Thank you, guys.
Anashukuru ndugu yangu Lee kwa kuongea. Geoffrey, hebu sema maneno 2-3 hivi ambayo itatufurahisha.
Ndio nimeingia tu sahi. I think tungeendelea kidogo and then I'll talk later.
Hakuna maneno tutaongea later. You need to speak.
Okay, what I can say, nimesikia Stone PK akisema kuhusu mambo ya kusaidia somebody on the ground, our guys on the ground. But there's a report that I have just read right now on the media. Somebody, is it in Kirinyaga? Yeah, not Kirinyaga. There's a place ambao one guy, I think is an MP, ameshikwa akafukuzwa kwa sababu anasema sijui alikuwa na bribe watu. There's a place just has happened today. So nilikuwa nashangaa vile mnasema kusupport. Which direction? Ama tunaifanya
ni Rongai.
Yeah, so tutaifanya vipi?
Si ati ameshikwa si ati bribe, tunawaambia wa facilitate kupeleka watu kwa polling sites.
Okay.
Au mabodaboda wabebe watu wapeleke huko.
Okay. Kwa sababu nimesikia hiyo story na nikawa nashangaa sasa in case tuseme tunapatiana watu 50 10 so watasema tuna bribe watu. So we need to be careful na kitu ambacho tunafanya.
I want you guys to trust Alex. Mumejua Alex have been an ardent supporter of Baba. I want you guys to trust Alex. Mnanisikia kitu nasema leo? Geoffrey.
Nakusikia.
Nataka leo mtrust mtu anaitwa Alex. Leo liwe liwalo. liwe liwalo, we are going to do what has never been done in Kenya. Liwe liwalo. Na sichezi na nyinyi.
Alex.
Hold
Can
on. Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on. Hold on. Nimesema liwe liwa. We are doing the inevitable. And the inevitable is that we are supporting our friend Baraza. And I said our friend Baraza. So don't worry. We are winning in Kakamega. We are also winning where? In Mombasa. Don't worry.
Okay, Alex, you know, there's a problem in Mombasa right now. Nimeona turnout is very low. Turnout is very low. So anything maybe tunaweza saidia is either if you have people who can go kwa vile kwa houses ama kwa areas za watu wa convince watu waenda vote. Because right now unaenda polling station hakuna mtu. Unaingia wewe mtu mmoja, you vote and then you go out. Sasa hakuna turnout. Watu ni moja moja.
Where is our friend, what is this called? His name is Abuya. Abuya ameniambia, we have sent people. Don't worry, we have sent people. Watu wameanza
Alex, I'm in Mombasa na nisha vote. Sijui kama mnaweza ona hata hiyo mkono wangu nisha vote tayari. Turnout is very low. Turnout is very low. This is my hand. Nimevote. Unaenda unakaa dakika 10 hakuna mtu hata mmoja, dakika 20 hakuna mtu.
Na wewe umerudi kufanya nini kwa nyumba? Wewe enda utoe watu basi waende kwa vote.
Wewe amuka pia ambia watu waende wa vote, wacha kulala kwa studio. Watu tumekasika tumeibiwa alafu unaendelea.
Hata ndio nataka kusema what I've done right now. Alex, nimetumia Vincent pesa, ameniambia amepatia watu wa bodaboda wanaenda kuchukua watu. Tena wao watu wamepromise they are going to carry 3 people each kwa hiyo bodaboda.
Weka hiyo namba hapo. I think
niyo namba. Yeah, nimeongea na yeye, amepata pesa akanipigia back akasema okay, nimepata, nimeshukuru, lakini hata niko nao watu hapa tunaenda kubeba every pikipiki moja inabeba watu 3.
I know earlier on Wekesa alitutoka nje but tunatuma do. Daudi Stone PK.
Hiyo namba Daudi ndiye amenipatia na nimeongea na huyo mtu.
Okay.
Yeah.
There is Nani Alex, there is a very important point Nani Jeffrey Ouma raised hapa. You know, tunarukaruka, tunakataa concentrate on what is really key. You know, we are just assuming people watapiga kura. He's just voted, he's saying hakuna watu. You know, people are not. We only need to be asking ourselves, as far as we are, what can we do? What can be done?
Stone PK.
Strategically.
Stone PK. Jeffrey Ouma ameraise hiyo maneno. That is why nimemuuliza mbona amerudi kwa nyumba. Hata yeye angekuwa na hiyo effort ya kwenda door to door kuuliza mbona mwendi kupiga kura.
Labda anahitaji support, my dear Maggie.
Sasa hiyo support ndio aseme muni support alafu
I'm in the office. Ukiangalia unaona nimeingia kazini. Mimi niko kazini sasa hivi. Ningekuwa siko kazini ningekuwa nishakimbia kule. Nimesikia kwa sababu niko kazini na nimekimbia ni vote na nirudi.
Sawa.
So there's nothing you can do because we cannot afford to lose those counties. We can't afford to lose them, Geoffrey. What can you do?
Matiang'i alitangaza leo ni public holiday.
Anatangaza last minute. Na zile watoto wameenda shule. Daudi.
Si kulikuwa kumesekemekana ni kwenye wana vote. So Geoffrey
sasa Maikiza wamepelekwa shule saa hii kina Matiang'i nafikiria wamewekwa ugonjwa ya yellow. No wonder wamelala. Wamelala na hii serikali inaenda. They are just sleeping. I don't know what don't know what has happened.
Stone
Sincerely
PK,
speaking.
I think
Yes.
if Geoffrey is at work, you know, people work with private entities, people work with some employees, they don't understand. So we shouldn't push him too much. But we also have Obuya on the ground. We can push Obuya to get other people to support him because he's on the floor, and Vincent as well. Vincent amesema amepata 50 boys. So what he needs is the resources to facilitate the boys.
Yeah, no, nobody is putting Geoffrey tumemaliza ako ofisini. There's nothing much. Atapiga simu. He knows. He's a concerned whatever citizen and Azimio supporter. So everyone knows what to do. The most important ni wale sasa wa boda because that's the job they do. That's why in my initial suggestion was kama huyo Mage sasa. Huyo ni boda ako hapo na boda. Watu wa ofisi hawezi saidia sana. Wengine wamenyimwa ruhusa bana. Yeah. So wale tunahitaji ni hao transporters. If you know anybody, hao ndio tunasaidia.
Wewe umepiga kura lakini hakikisha tusishindwe. Please.
Yeah, so hiyo kupiga kura kwanza ni muhimu. Unaenda. So we need now Abuya, we need to get him because tunajua on the ground ako na gari. He should be able to, and I hope he had created a huge network. Because hii voter suppression is technical. Mtu mmoja huwezi saidia. It was the style, the way, it's one of the way to rig. Azimio tulilala. They should have known this. You cannot salvage low voter turnout last minute. It's a very technical way of suppression of voting. Yes, Diana.
Nilikuwa naona news wa saa hii Nyali ni kama turnout. Unajua watu wa Azimio wanajua Nyali ni base yao kwa sababu ya ule Chicho Befu. Huko watu ni wengi, ni kama hizo sections zingine wamesuppress watu wasiende because they were saying, the journalist was saying kwenye ametoka hakukuwa na watu, lakini amekuja hapa Nyali constituency na watu ni wengi. Ni kama wametumia ile mbinu walikuwa wanatumia wakati kuna mtu alikuwa by election one time either in Lamu or somewhere, wakasuppress watu udaku wakaingia mapema wakavote, ndio wakaenda kuchunga kura zao, wakaanza kufukuza watu. So they should know like other places Nyali watu wanaenda kuvote, na kule kwingine kwenye maybe huyu Nasil ni kwake hakuna watu wanaenda. All the returning officer alifungua hiyo kituo ya Nyali mapema. Alafu hii ndiye akafungua later, ndio afunge kila kitu ipate amefungia watu wa Azimio wasipige kura. So what they should be clever and go and vote now. Munaelewa? Stone PK. Umeelewa?
Umeelewa kabisa.
So ukiongea na huyo Obuya, mwambie waende huko kwingine wasambaze hiyo injili. Unajua lazima injili iendelee.
Now, can Geoffrey give us like one or two people he knows within the area, even if it's the border whom we can entrust, so we can work, because we still have time. The day is still fresh. If we, it's only we need 2-3 people who can spread the gospel, and then the rest will be history. Because anything we do, no matter how little it is, it makes it adds value. So that's what we can do. Mr. Geoffrey, you are now appointment. 1 or 2 people. I'd spoken to quite like one guy in the morning there, but so far his phone is gone mute. I don't know what happened to him.
Geoffrey ndiye anaweza kutupatia. I can see in the private chat kuna mtu ameweka ati can organize, but we need to get people who are Azimio diehard. Wengine wanaweza tuambia tuwapatie pesa alafu wako ile mlengo ingine. So Geoffrey, wewe tafuta watu wenye unaamini, hata kama ni ndugu yako ama kazini zako, wenye unajua kweli hawa ni Azimio, si watu wanalega hivi.
No, guys are on the ground tayari, kama wale bodaboda ambao wanajua wote wako on the ground, anatembea kutafuta watu akibeba akipeleka.
Oh, that's good. Huyu anaitwa Cheza online ni nani? He should be in the panel.
Amepotea, alikuwa hapa akatoweka.
Alikuwa na akatoka. But naona akisema I turned out to vote with my local football team. So
yeah, if 11 people, not bad. Hopefully.
Hoping amepigia Azimio, you know, that's
inaweza kuwa ile timu nyingine.
You know, guys, guys, there is something very critical here. If there will be a runoff, tutahitaji kazi kubwa sana tu, kazi kubwa, ile kubwa tu sana. Otherwise hii kitu hatuwezi pata tu hivyo. It is ni ngumu sana. We have to really, I don't know what we are going to do, but we have to fight. When I say fight, it's hard, you know, going for it, holding the bull by the horns. Inakuswing, inakuflang, umeshikilia. Because see, I see, to wrestle this thing out of this Kiman, we should be ready. Yeah.
You know, Stone PK, once a TV is in your house, or you say once you've cornered a cat in your house, there is a possibility or a probability that cat is gonna hunt you. So the only thing, the mechanism that we need to employ is that we need to use a counterattack. So the counterattack here must be proactive and very smart. So the smartness is we are not gonna play their game because there might be a setup in between. And these crooks, you know, now since they have been cornered previously, they might be hoodwinking us towards their failed actions. So what we should do is we should do a covert, because you know quite a number of them, they're just listening through this one, and there is a lot of people who are following up. Even I can see my colleagues are saying that quite a number of them, even they are recording us what we are saying. They might use it as their one way of just actually when they are using what we are saying now on their benefit. So it's possible that we start using our messages through covert way, so that we can we don't tell them, because they are using our tactics on our behalf. So we have to be very careful on that also. And then guys, I'm gonna leave you because there are some guys I want to talk to, so one-on-one, so we see what we can do at the end. And I thank you guys. I'm a soldier behind I'm strong. I'll be with you, although I don't usually come on in the front page, but I'm always there with you guys. Thank you.
Thank you, Leo.
Thank you, Leo.
So I wanted to say something, you know, I don't know how many of you felt terrible after that loss, not loss per se, but the robbery that Chebukati did on many Kenyans. And that is, if you believe that your emotions cost you money or cost you time, that is the kind of emotion we need to bring it if that rerun is declared. We need to go back with not even our time, but our money and our action. So I agree with you, Stony K, that when this rerun is declared, we have to go back with a vengeance. They have their network, but we will have a network of the common folk. They have their money, we have the little money, but we will work twice as hard. Because I don't want to feel the same way I felt after that declaration. And that I have promised myself that I won't feel that way again. And how do I prevent that? I'm going to put my money in, I'm going to put my sweat in, I'm going to put my time in to make sure that Chebukati finds himself in Kamiti and Ruto finds himself in Sugoi. That's the little I want to say for now. Thank you.
Na hiyo rerun tukiwekwa, hiyo pusi baba anatuletea ati yeye hawezi kuiba. I think Sasa sisi pia tutaiba hiyo kura. Lazima tuibe hiyo kura. We must have a different Chebukati kutuibia. Yes. You being honest so much inatupereka kwa grave. Don't you see that? Don't you see this? Me, I felt sick. Sick, completely sick. Yes. And I cannot afford to become sick again. This time mutanizika tu.
Magi, kuiba kama hujaiba ni ngumu. Kama hujaiba huwezi iba.
Hapo ni kweli. Unajua kama wewe si mwizi.
Raila is a Democrat and he stands for fairness. Hiyo ndio mkipa fightia maishani mwake. So let's sisi za tumpush mwenye anakuja kuiba pale mbele atusaidie. By the way, I got a friend of mine alikuwa na run Kangema MP. She was defeated and she's one of the people that has already petitioned. Amesu hiyo Chebukati, Ruto na nani Gachagua sababu ya all those things hizo kuiba kura. So on talking to her aliniambia eri mchawi kuliko mwizi. So unaona the pain yenye nasikia ndio apeleke hiyo petition pale kotini. So I feel your pain. Hata pia mimi nafanya kazi na Mgikuyu mmoja, no offense, na Wakalejini wawili. Unadhani hiyo kazini inafanyika? Wote wananichekelea. So I try as much as possible to avoid politics because I'm getting too emotional pia na sitaki kutusi mtu ama kufanya nini. So I'd rather keep off kabisa. So when Maggie akisema tutamzika namuelewa.
Sasa, you know what we need to do? This is a suggestion. I want to float. We keep on thinking. It is something I was trying to suggest when I was back there. And, you know, ni ile tu nakuta, you suggest what to... You know, it is so frustrating. You give people suggestion, it is brushed off by people who think like they are very close there. Anything they see like it's not, you know, it's spending money, haibakishi ile pesa watakula, inakuwa shida. Now, Azimio, we did very poorly in terms of ground mobilization in Eastern Province. Very poorly. Very poorly. Lower Eastern, hakuna Azimio, usidanganywe. Embu hakuna. So even when they lose 100%, it is because it was poorly done. Okay? You go to Ukambani. Ukambani is just because of Wiper. Okay? But again, if you see the force that was there, the Wiper, in terms of supporting logistics, it was not strong. All right? That is the entire Lower Eastern. Go to Meru. It was not. We call it feasibility in marketing. Okay? It was not there. What you are seeing most was yellow. You would only see Azimio when Baba comes there or Mother comes there. That is not how you play, optic politics. Yeah? That saa zile kinara amepika ndio unaona blue. Saa zile hayuko hakuna. Because for you to be feasible, there is money that rolls on the ground. People have to be moving. Watu lazima wanatembea, na hiyo kutembea ni shilingi. The MP should be seen ana jeshi anazunguka. It is money. And that tulikuwa, Azimio doesn't know how to spend money. As much as people say it had money and all that, that is the most frustrating thing. Then we start accusing yellow, wana bribe. For this person ashinde na wewe mchana mzima akiwa kwa bodaboda amebeba blue na play card. Unataka aende nyumbani aje kwa bibi yake na ameshinda na wewe. Normally is a mason, ule anaendanga anapata shilingi 500 ama 600 kibarua. Sasa amekuja kushinda na wewe and then you are mean. You want to give him 200, 300. You will not have it. It is pesa. Money, spend money. Yeah? Hiyo bodaboda 10 unachukua ati una fuel tank. Hata kunywa petroli. Fuel the bodaboda, give him cash for food and some balance to take back to the wife or to the sister or wherever. So we were mean. We are always mean. And I'm talking of from kutoka 2013. Yeah? These are things tumeongea. When we talk about youth for baba, wanaitwaje warembo wa baba, you only see the Nairobi girls. Instead of having hao warembo kila mpaka mashinani wamevaa hizo za blue. Sasa mademu hapa Nairobi ndio wana swing, wanakuja na baba mashinani, ile siku baba hapo hapo wanarudi Nairobi, wamejipondoa, wamekuja tourism. You are supposed to have similar. Ukiwa ni warembo, kuna warembo mashinani. Ikiwa ni wakina mama, kuna wakina mama mashinani. Wazee wa Raila wako mashinani. Those of you who are there during a KANU time, if you follow KANU module is the best module. The second best module, you see it in Tanzania, ya Chama cha Mapinduzi, that unakuta mpaka party office kwa kijiji pale kwa nyumba 10 kuna party office, unaona bendera na una whether it is kanyumba kadogo kama tope, lakini unajua hii ni ofisi ya chama. That is what, and ndio unaona module hiyo Ruto amechukua, unaona. So if you don't want to do that, then unakuwa na shida, because kwa hako ka ofisi, when people are seated there wakiongea juu yako, juu ya nani, wanakunywa kahawa, hiyo ofisi ukitumia shilingi 2,000, the impact is deadly. Shilingi 2,000 chai na mandazi inanunulia karibu nyumba 10 zote in the village. Town hakunanga kura, ni matapeli tu, but mashinani is where the votes are, and it is less costly. And the best to utilize that grassroots, unaanza na your MCA candidate. MCA candidate ana cascade mpaka pale chini kwa nyumba 10, and you strengthen that structure. If we are to go for Iran, that is what we should adopt. If we adopt hii maneno ya kupepea tu na mahelikopta hapa city, ati Kakamega town sijui nini na nini, Ruto atatunyoa ile hatujawahi kunyolewa tena. Nitakoma hapo, Daudi, nitakurudishia utelepatie mwingine.
Sounds good. Yeah, I think you're very right. Unajua, people like Mugabe, they were not very famous in Harare and Bulawayo, the big cities. They were very famous in the rural areas, and that's why they used to win, and people used to think that he didn't used to win. And I think that's what Azimio should do, because tuko na support base ingine kubwa sana Nairobi, lakini ukienda mashinani we don't have the support. But if a rerun is declared, we won't have a lot of time, and that's why we will need to fly Stone PK back to Embu and Eastern Kenya, Ilia, within that short time to create the network we need. We will fly you down there, but it's going to be a short one, and we have to think very critically. I know the Azimio people probably have their money and whatever they have, but they failed Baba. The people we have to be very angry at is the people around Baba, because I think they misled him, they misled us. All along we thought we had the votes. Up to the very last minute, maybe we had the votes, but they should have protected it. So it's a big lesson. It's a big lesson that if you want a cause fought, you have to put your sweat in. You have to have what we call sweat equity in whatever you want. You just can't sit back and wait and hopefully get whatever you want. You have to work for it, and that's what I think every Kenyan should do, because Kenya is the only, I say it again, is the only inheritance you have for your children and grandchildren. You might have money in the bank, tomorrow the bank might go under, but the only thing your child or your grandchild will say, they are a Kenyan. And what kind of that inheritance do you want to leave for them? It's a very simple question. Do you want to leave them a country like, I'm sorry to give this example, Somalia or Uganda or, I don't know. So that means that you have to put in some sweat equity to make sure that your child, your grandchild gets a Kenya that they can be proud of. And it could be as cheap as that $10 you're sending to Vincent. It could be as cheap as $30 you're doing so. And you could ask me a question. You could ask me a question, how does the dynamic in Kakamega help Baba? As soon as
Daudi, we need Cheza Online. We were looking for Cheza Online. Can we hear from him? Is there?
Okay, Cheza, let me stop my monologue and then I'll let you. Can you say a few things? People want to listen to some stories on the ground. Cheza, the floor is yours. Anyway, as he's preparing himself, what I was saying is, if we get Fernandez Barasa in the seat, if we get the ODM guy in Mombasa on the seat, that means that now they have time to come through for us when a rerun is declared. So this is part of the grand game. You know, you might think that, oh, okay, this is not connected to the entire game, but the fact that they'll be in office means that they'll have their people on the ground. They'll have their network on the ground for Baba when that time comes. That's my thought. I will let maybe Steven Charo say a few things.
Habari zenu, mimi ndio mtu wa Mombasa kabisa hapa. Natoka Mwashinani kule Mombasa. Mombasa haiyumbi kama vile nyinyi watu wa bara. Kwa hivyo these more stories mna create problems zinatoka huko kwenu bara huku, lakini watu Mombasa wako steady na Baba. Come rain, come water, come what. Watu wako na Baba, na hata saa hii hiyo kiti itachukuliwa na Baba ya Mombasa ya governor. Hakuna watu kunaendwa, watu wanaenda kwa Baba. Jina ya Mombasa hiyo, hata huko bara huko, the other people sijui mtawaita nini. Huko ndio kuna mwingine hapa alikuwa anasema, mimi si mara ya kwanza kuwa kwa hii, ni vile huwa niko outside. Lakini kuna mwingine amesema hapa Kenya ni ya mashetani, sijui wakati wa kura. Na ni kweli, he gave him rights. Kwa sababu na hao mashetani wote kutoka huko bara. Lakini Mombasa we have been steady with ODM. Kila kitu, hata sasa ukiangalia zile votes zilipigwa karibu Mombasa yote, nafikiri watu wa UDA ni kama 2 3. The most of them walikuwa watu wa Baba. Azimio Mombasa ndio inawika. Hata waimbe, hata huyo amesema hati Nyali ndio wameenda kwa sababu Mohamed Ali. Watu wameenda Nyali, mimi nimepiga simu kwa ndugu zangu wote sahihi wako kwa vote huko sehemu za Nyali na jina ni Baba. Hata nikipiga simu sahihi na zaweka live na mkasikia. Watu wa Mombasa hawatingishwi. Watu wa Mombasa hawatingishiki. Watu wa bara huko sijui Webuye, I don't know where there huko Kikuyuni ndio watu wanatingishwa. Hata tukifanya, tumeongea mengi sana hii kutoka hii nini Mtembei ianze, mimi nimekuwa on. Hata kama sijaongea mingi, niko kwa kuangalia, kwa kusikiza. Na most problems zinaletwa na watu wa bara. Hata hii connection yote ambayo imefanyika, wizi umeendelea, ikizidi sana kumeibiwa huko bara. Lakini si upande wa coast. Hata msiweke wasiwasi kabisa. Huyo nani alikuwa kwanza, alikuwa mtu wa human rights na hakuna chochote alifanya, na akatolewa upande wa senator. Tukamtoa hapo akajaribu tena na Joe akatoka, na saa hii hakuna pahali anaenda. Hiyo basi inaweza kukuwekea guarantee ya 100%. Hata mseme vote kule Nyali kuna watu wengi, huku kwingine nini na nini, lakini hata watu walienda huko Nyali wengi watu watakuwa wamepigia Abdul Swamman. Huyo mtoto wa Sharif Nasir ni mtu ambaye anajulikana na mtu ameonekana na matendo yake. Hizi stories zingine huko juu bara, huko ndio pengine kuna tafush nini na nini. Na upande wa rerun, sioni maana tuwe na rerun halafu Chibukati ndio referee pale. Yaani vida wavunje yote hiyo ABC, yaanzisho mpya, tungoje, lakini kama rifarini yule chipukati, tutakesha kuimba hapa, mtatuma pesa huko nyumbani na hakuna kitu. Sisi tumekuja disapra kwa sababu ya Kenya kuko na wasiwasi. 50 years of independence, bado kuna watu wanakufa na jigas, bado hakuna hospitali ya nini. That is all rubbish. Na bado wa Kenya sisi bado tunashangilia wale waizi wanatuibia, na hiyo yote inafanywa na watu wa bara, na ndio watu wa kwanza kulia. Watu wa bara ndio wanaanza kulia, sitaki hivi, sitaki hivi. Si kuna watu walikuwa wanaimba uhuru tano sijui nini na nini hapo, tano, hata maumbo wengine walibadilika kwa bendera ya sijui wakati ule mwingine last vote. Na hivi ndio watu walikuwa wa kwanza. Hata sasa hivi watu wanaimba Ruto ndio bingwa. How they will be the first people to cry in this world, na kuhakikishia hiyo. Na ni watu wa bara, si watu wa Mombasa. Forget about Mombasa. Mombasa is completely imewekwa kwa benchi ya baba. Hata mfanye nini? Hata sasa angalia governors wote waliochaguliwa sehemu za coast, na ma MPs, ma MCS wote kama wawili watatu, mbona wajua ndio walikuwa kwa UDA, lakini others na mmoja wapa kutoka kwa kaunti yangu ya Kilifi. I'm from Kilifi. From kaunti yangu kuna mmoja wapa tulimchagua kule, lakini alichaguliwa kwa upande huko wa sijui Ganza sijui wapi. Lakini mimi am from Kaloleni area, na MP wangu ni baba, ni MC wangu ni baba, governor wangu ni baba, ni Mung'aro. Wote nikikwambia baba ni Mung'aro. Hata Jumu alikuwa watu wanafikia Kalini, na Jumu alienda wapi hiyo mama Kiuno, watu walimtoa. So huyu sijui ni Hassan sijui nani huyu wa UDA huyu, huko Mombasa hana chake. Problem kuna nyinyi watu wa bara, kizungu mingi na hakuna chenye mnafikiria. Sipoleni kumwambia hiyo. I'm very sorry to tell you that. Kama ni kizungu hata sisi watu wa Mombasa tunajua, lakini watu wa bara nyinyi ndio mnaharibu Kenya. Let it be the fact. Sorry. I'm sorry about that. That is my thinking. And it's really inaumiza roho sana kuona watu walikuwa hapa wanaimba baba, at the end watu wa bara wali let down baba sana. Ni kitu ambacho nikiongea nazalia. That is very bad, na yote inaletwa na watu wa bara. So I hope hata tumeibiwa, tumeambiwa poti, tumepokonywa hivi story baba sijui nini na nini, lakini tumesimama na msimamo mmoja. Hata mkichunguza mtaona, hata mfanye nini, hata mtu sikwambie mtu ati kule kuna watu wengi, kule watu hawakuenda kule basi ODM ndio inawika the whole of the coast. Ni kidogo tu hizi kidogo tu. Kuna wajua coast ni watu wanakaribisha watu, tunakaribisha watu kutoka bara wanakuja, hao ndio sasa wanatuibia kura. Hata Songo si alienda juzi akajaribu, si uliona vile, kama mtu aliona vile Songo alitimuliwa mbio huko. Sisi hatuchezi, hatuna mchezo huko bara, mchezo huko kwanza. Hata Nairobi iko sawa, lakini kwanza Nairobi kwenda huko sehemu zingine huko ndio kuna shida mingi, na hao ndio watu wa kwanza kulia. Maana kama mtu wa coast atalia, angelia poti ilienda, lakini unaona mtu wa coast analia huko anacheka. Lakini watu wa bara sasa hii wanapiga viuno, sijui nini amepita, lakini the first worst people to come and cry, they will cry hard, and I'm very sure. Hata sasa hii mtu akiniuliza kutuma pesa Kenya situmi. I cannot send money to thieves. Mtu anachukua anaiba. Sorry, I'm very sorry about it. I will cry when I spoke a lot. Sitafanya sasa. Nimekuwa kwa Mtembei mimi all of 1 good year and above. Watu wanakuja hapa wanasema sijui nini, miti ikatwe. Hakuna watu wanakumbuka vitambara vyeupe vinunuliwe kwa kufutia machozi watu kama sisi. Hiyo kitu ilikuwa ni wazi, watu wa bara ndio the let downs. Sisemi kwa watu kutuka na watu kuwatusi, ninaongea tu ile fact yangu ambayo I believe in that.
Charo.
Yes.
Mbaya sana. Watu wa bara, watu wa nini sasa haifai.
Najua haifai, najua ukweli unaumiza, najua ukweli unaumiza kila mmoja. Hata mimi naumia. Ukweli unaumiza, hata mimi pia naumia kusema hiyo. Naumia kabisa, lakini yes.
Unajua Kenya nzima we have bad people everywhere. Ukiona IBC, someone like Marjan, you know, I hope he's not from the coast, right? And he's part of
from north, northeastern.
Yeah.
Is he from the? Oh, okay. But we have problem everywhere, you know. So we can't just say that okay, watu wa bara ndio, you know, analeta shida. We just have to kick everyone who is evil-minded away from leadership in Kenya. You know,
Okay, sorry to say
Valley,
that.
yes.
Sorry to say that, but when you compare the percentage of the people who are really, really worse, we take the number for the worst more than the number of the best people. So what I'm meaning here, I don't hate Bara people or something like that, and I will never. My wife is coming from Bara. Mimi mwenyewe familia yangu, most of my families, they are coming from Bara. But what I mean here now, the most people who are easy to be convinced with money, 80% of the Kenyans are from Bara. You understand? You get my point?
Hapo ni sawa kabisa Charo.
Lakini si ati hatuna
ngoja.
Let's bring Guru.
Ni kweli. It is true, that is it, Charo. Wacha watu wawe usiweke mavizungu mingi sijui you are, that is the status. Achana nayo hiyo saa Charo hivyo. Bara ndio vizungu mingi, tamaa ya pesa ndio mingi zaidi. There are players, makapitapeli,
chebukati. By the way, bara si matusi.
So
mimi
sijatusi by the way mwekali.
Mimi sijatusi mtu nimeongea tu ile roho yangu iko. Manake mimi mwenyewe family zangu.
Iachie hapo. That is the truth.
Order please. So we are going to have Bwana Guru akona swali, I think. Let's allow him to come in before we bring in Keleana. Yeah. Yes.
Chano.
Yes.
Habari yako?
Mzuri sana bwana.
Umeongea ukweli. Wacha watu wasindanganyane hapa. Mimi ni wa Bara. Lakini kuna kitu kimoja nataka kusema. Watu wa mkoa wa Pwani, sawa wale wa kuzaliwa na kukaa kule, ni watu wana msimamo, na hata akiwa hawana pesa mingi, wao wana msimamo ya utu, na wanajua kutofautisha mabaya na mazuri. Na hiyo ndio ukweli. Na hata ukiwapelekea pesa, wao wanajua pale msimamo iko. Asante sana Charo kwa kuongea ukweli.
Sawa, asante, nashukuru.
Okay. Keleana alafu tutakuja kwa Godfrey. Yeah. You can unmute yourself. Keredean, Alana. You're having issues with your mic. Maybe we can bring in Godfrey. As Keredean is preparing herself.
Okay, I just wanted to comment something about the percent or the population in Mombasa. You know, Charo, is something we have said. Umesema kuwa sisi, we are strong supporters of Baba. It's very true. We are strong supporters of Baba. And I know Nazir atapita ikura. But now, my argument was the turnout. You know, remember vile watu wamechukulia Joho. Angalia vile walikuwa wanatembea kwa mkutano. Akina mali anasifiwa, but look at what he brought on the table. In fact, in Mombasa, we did not expect to turn out iwe lower than 50%, and low for 50%. We expected at least 70, 80, or 90. But remember, 40 something ilikuwa percent ambayo ilitoka Mombasa. What happened? There's a problem. Tukisema tuko na numbers.
IBC. Jeff, hiyo ni IBC. Hii turnout ni IBC. It's cooked. Hiyo kunini kupostpone and all that. They are just suppressing. It is voter suppression. Very bad. Hii ndio inafanya Chebukati asiponyongwa na sheria, sisi ndio tutaenda kumchukua. I'm telling you. Sorry to interrupt, Jeff.
Okay, it's very true. It's not okay. I agree with you. There's a problem with the IEBC. But now, sisi watu kama Mombasa, you know, a stronghold, tunafaa tuwe na watu ambao they are our own agents who will fight for us kwa polling station. But imagine even in Mombasa, I'm told, like in Mikindani, wanasema tuko na nini, tuko na agent wa Baba. So really in Mombasa tunakosa pia agent wa Mombasa as much as in Central hatukuwa nao. In Mombasa ni mahali tunaweza kosa kweli agent. You know, hawa watu walikimbilia matumbo zao. That's why I'm saying, like when nilikuwa naambia Steven Charo, somebody like Joho ametulet down. The guy ako na uwezo wa kuweka watu ambao anaweza fightia Baba. But huyu jamaa ametuchezea akili pia yeye. In fact, he's the person ambaye amewafanya watu wengi wakakosa kupigia Baba hapo Mombasa. Mombasa ilikuwa ni stronghold ya Baba. Watu get 80% percent for Baba. But imagine Ruto anapata pia percent in Mombasa. Ndiye kina Joho wako ndo anajidanganya na watu wako karibu na Baba. Joho mwenyewe alikuwa anapigania hii port. But he's the first person ambaye amejenga CFS in Nairobi. Alafu anakuja kudanganya watu hapa. Joho anaharibia Baba kura. Tusidanganyane, hiyo ni ukweli. Joho ameharibia Baba kura Mombasa.
Certainly,
angalia business, look at business permit. Ameziweka juu, watu wanaumia, businessmen wanalia. Na hii shida yote ni Joho.
Godfrey, we thank you for your opinion. Thank you Guru for your previous opinion. Bwana Charo inaonekana akona jibu hapo ama opinion to counter Jeff. Please go ahead.
Mimi nataka kumjibu bwana Joeffrey hapo. Yeye ni mtu wa Mombasa, hata sasa anataka kupiga kura. Mimi ni mtu wa Mombasa, ni Kaloleni area ambao ni Kilifi, na nimeishi kwa Nyali constituency kabisa, Mtopanga. I think unajua vizuri kabisa. Na nilihamia huko, nilitoka huko kitu wakati wa Moi era. But I'm always in my heart and my life niko Mombasa every now. Hata nilitoka huko last week but hizi kura. Nimekuja hapa hata leo ndo mara ya kwanza nitaingia kazini. Na nimetoka huko. So mambo ya kulaumu mtu aliyeweka sijui ofisi zake, sijui nini, hiyo mambo imepitwa kidogo na wakati. Tu concentrate tu na hii kitu ambayo iko. Problem ambayo iko hapo Kenya ni IBC. Si problemu ya watu sijui nini na nini. IBC hiyo iko na problem. Na tukitaka hata kwenda kwa kurudia recount ya zile kura ama kurudia, we have to make sure Chibukati and his team are not concerned. Hapo mambo yatabadilika. But if our courts will go and rule kuwa Chibukati aendelee kubaki pale, there will be nothing which will be changed. Hakuna changes yoyote ambayo itapatikana pale. Na believe me or not, kama watu wa kutoka bara wangekuwa wana msimamo mmoja, kungekuwa kule Kenya pia kungebadilika. Kama wangekuwa wana msimamo mmoja kama watu wa Coast. Na isipokuwa hiyo shida mbili, watu wa bara hawana msimamo na IBC, this is going to spoil Kenya. I left there in Moi era, na hadi saa hizi ninafanya kuja visit and I see the things which are changing and which are not changing. Lakini habari ya kuwa Joho alinunua ofisi, sijui nani alinunua ofisi. They can do anything. They have money. They will buy everything. They can even buy the whole of Mombasa. That is not the problem. The problem ni msimamo wa Kenya wenyewe na IBC. Nikikupatia mfano huu mzuri ni kwamba Kenyans, they will all say God, 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 God. Everybody right here will say God. Lakini kulikuwa paka na pasta hapo kwa presidential fund. He didn't get anything. Alishindwa paka na Wajakoya. So what you tell me that Kenya is God country? That is rubbish. Sorry. Nasikia. Kwa hivyo anybody can buy anything in Kenya with his own money in the pocket. Kama amepata hiyo pesa kihalali, there's nothing wrong. Lakini ule ukweli wa mambo, hapo vitu viwili ndio vinaharibu Kenya. Ubinafsi na Chibukati. Na ubinafsi mwingi unatoka sehemu za bara. That's all.
Thank you. Thank you, Bwana Charo. We've heard you loud and clear. And you know, that's a very interesting view. Unajua, what I've also observed is that there's a little cultural change in Uko Bara compared to the coast, and that is obviously an issue. But I agree, IBC is a big culprit, because we want an impartial referee, but up to now we've not had that. Because as Baba says, if we don't have justice, then all is amiss. So we have to begin from that point of justice, and we have to be fair. So the IBC has to be impartial. We have to get the results and the will of the people expressed in the leadership we get. Otherwise, it's just going to be a mess. So I hope the Supreme Court will put their feet on the ground, and this time around there will be a total overhaul. Now, I don't know how you can immunize the entire IEBC of crazy people like Chebukati. I don't know. Hatujui. So maybe they'll come up with prescriptions, but ni ngumu sana. Unajua sisi, I mean, watu wa bara unasema the bara people are the ones who are not straightforward, but Kenyans in general tumezoea a little bit of kitu kidogo here and there, and that has to be cured for us to have a just society. Now, Cheza online, tulikuwa tunakuongoja, unisema tulienda kupiga kura with the entire football team. Can you give us an update on that? Definitely we would like to hear that.
Yeah. I don't know if you can hear me. Can you hear me?
We can hear you loud and clear. Thank you.
Okay. So this morning we woke up very early. I mobilized. I have a local team there. I have a little bit kuna venye naweza kuongea and they listen. You know, the people need hope. People have lost hope. Wanaona wakienda kupiga kura, there is nothing that happens. Most of the people here in Mombasa, that's the situation. Wame lose hope in the system. Sasa wingi unapata that they love Baba, but most of them wanaona it's the same. Kama sahi the court case, people wamezidi ku lose hope. So we have to keep on encouraging people. So we talked asubuhi. I mobilized the people at around at least 15 to 17 people. Tukashikana mikono pamoja, we went and vote for Baba. We went and vote for the governor of Mombasa. Lakini sasa the problem is not only on the voting side. The problem is the people. A win for Baba, a win for Abdul Swamad is a win for Baba. And we must solidify every county. Sasa, the problem is that people, we are not getting people kwa hizi deep huku kama maeneo kama Kisauni, Bamburi, Shanzu. Huko ndani, the people need a voice. The people need wajue kwamba things will change according venye wata vote. If you don't vote, then there is no way you are guaranteed a safe future. The people need to know that. The people have lost hope in the system. Sasa, the greatest problem ni kwamba hawa mobilizers wetu, they have failed. We are on the ground, we see the things that are happening here. Joe, kama kuna mmoja amesema hapa, Joe has failed Mombasa. It's true that Joe has failed Mombasa, but this is not the time for it. So we have to find ways where we can solidify the win.
Definitely. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah. Sasa, the problem wanasema kwamba I want to end this thing they're saying about dynasties. There is no dynasties in Kenya. It's just bad politics. Hakuna kitu such as dynasty. Ruto claims that there is a dynasty ongoing in Kenya. Ruto is a protege of Moi. He rose in the youth mobilization. Hawezi kusema is not part of the dynasty. He is the dynasty. Sasa hii mambo ya kudanganya wa Kenya there is dynasty, there is this. Let him show a track record where he's from. He's a protege of Moi. Hakuna mtu alishikwa mkono na Moi vizuri kama Ruto. So how can he say that he's not part of the dynasty? Hiyo ni kudanganya wa Kenya, and we Kenyans need to wake up and realize these politics of dirty tricks wanatuchezea watu. It's not fair.
That's true. Thank you so much, Cheza, for the opinion. We appreciate your thoughts, and also we appreciate your work getting your teammates to the polling station. Because the future you want is not going to be handed to you on a silver platter. You have to do something. Voting is not only a right, it's also a duty, because you earn what you sow, or you reap what you sow. So my encouragement is for all those in Mombasa to walk onto their polling stations and and make the right choice. You know, when you talk about dynasty and non-dynasty, there's no ugali at dynasty and ugali of the hustlers. It's the same ugali. So you have to think about what policies and what kind of leaders will bring about a Kenya that causes all of us to thrive. You know, the Bible says, I am a Christian, and we have obviously Muslim brothers with us here, maybe, that you will see them by their fruits. You will judge them by their fruits. So we know their fruits. Exactly. And you know, you know, they say that if something gives you orange today, tomorrow orange, don't expect apple the next day. You know, it's so we know the kind of leaders that are not good for Kenya. And the way they thrive and the way they manage to get into our heads is by creating fear and apathy and hopelessness. Yeah. And so I've listened, I've heard from one of the people in Kakamega, there is obviously voter apathy, the turnout is low, and the same thing is in Mombasa. That's what they wanted. They want you not to believe in the system anymore. But when that happens is when you should have your strength. And, you know, the only thing that you have right now is your vote. Exercise it. Because as soon as that ship sails, you know, these guys will come around and play with you. Play with your money, play with your time and your emotions. So right now is the time that you have the power. Exercise it wisely. Now, let me bring in our brother, Stony PK. I know he's been itching. He's just been holding his hand. He wants to come in with, I know he has so many thoughts. So, Stony PK, the floor is yours. Stony PK, are you okay? The floor is yours. Okay, Stony PK is thinking. I think he's pontificating and really thinking hard for our country and about our country. I will go around to Guru. Guru is walking around. I know he has some thoughts. Please, the floor is yours.
I want to dismantle this notion of dynasty. I have said in this forum for quite some time now. This was a strategy designed by Moi. It started with a group called Mungiki. He showed that our youths who do not have jobs are poor because of their brothers who have. And he turned them against those who have to a level where you could not even keep a business. And it is the same philosophy that seems to have been adopted, that your brother who has a matatu or a business is the cause of your poverty. It actually emanates from that. And I can tell you it has nothing to do with other communities. That philosophy was basically to bring bitterness among the underclass in the Kikuyu community and by extension the Gema, so that with that bitterness, people can go and vote for the so-called hustler, a person who sold chicken by the roadside. And it seems to have worked up to some. You know, when you play around with the emotions of people, especially the poor, and those not well fast with information, they are likely to pick up such sentimental arguments much more seriously than those who have gone to school. Because why am I saying this? Brookside is one of the companies that has been buying milk from farmers across the region. And in absence of that was KCC, which was paying very poorly and sometimes would not pay. So how does it now become the cause of poverty in the area when actually it was the one that came to rescue farmers, dairy farmers, And then again, when you look at it, which country develops without capital holders? I have not known an economy that has been grown by people selling bananas and mutumba by the roadside. That's not how you grow economy. In fact, if Ruto takes over and he carries that attitude with him, there is every likelihood of our country degenerating into a Sri Lankan type of crisis. Because when you start frightening capital holders, they either hold back the capital or take it elsewhere. And then the economy starts to spiral downwards. You cannot attack people who are investors. No country can develop without investors. And the investors are people with capital. They are the people he is calling dynasties. These are the people who have invested in hotels where they have employed very many people. They have farms, they have employed many people. They have manufacturing and processing industries like milk industry. And they are exporters also. They bring foreign exchange and so on and so forth. So assuming today that the people he's been campaigning against bring at least a quarter of the foreign exchange to the country, what will happen if they hold back? Is the country going to have enough dollars in the treasury to deal with import-export business? Your answer is mine and yours to make. Actually, the issue of dynasty is neither here nor there. The issue is policies. We have been electing people year in, year out. Unfortunately, and PK will bear me witness, we have a problem in our region where we take people who might not even conceive the simplest of policies that can assist our people. Right now, the music industry, the person who came to save those artists is actually Gladys Wanga. She sat down, did research, and pushed through the bill that now they are enjoying the incomes. So where is this dynasty coming from? Honestly, the same people who are talking of dynasties are actually products of the same so-called dynasties, because they were held hands. They were held hands. They were facilitated with resources, and then they got into the game. So I don't know. Maybe somebody has a different view, but for me, I see a danger going forward if you become hostile to people who hold capital. Asante.
Thank you so much, Guru. Your point is really well taken. It is capital that is what ensures our, how would you put it, our collective progress, because it is capital that ensures that we have roads. It is capital that ensures that you and I can access sugar and milk when we need to. It is capital that brings more investment. And so you and I can get a salary because somebody else is making money from their investment. So I totally agree with you. The issue is our politics has become a meal ticket, and everyone is fighting because they think that when they get into that political post, then they can pocket more money. So it's become a route for corruption, and propaganda is propaganda, and that's what the UDA people have resorted to incite the majority of the people who obviously are not in the leadership position against the perceived establishment, and that usually doesn't work out well. So I agree with you, Bwana Guru. We need to have, and that's the same policy that the Japanese economy took. They made sure they had a few industries that thrived, and that made sure that the majority of the population were able to get stable jobs, and that grew the country as a whole. And obviously, you can't break that level of economics to the common man. You have to do it in the UNGA level, the UNGAnomics. And that's what obviously the youth people are exploiting. Now, we have Keleana, you're back. You had left. I don't know whether you have a few things to say. That floor is certainly yours. Keredian, are you okay? Or can I bring in Stephen Charo? Because he's itching to say
Okay.
Hello, mimi ndo naongea. Okay.
Yes, Steve yako.
Asante tena bwana kwa kunipatia hii chance. Leo niko na time kidogo ya kuongeongea kitu kadhaa, lakini sana sana nchi za Kiafrika kama nchi yetu, especially in Kenya, tuongee tu especially in Kenya, most huwa tunasherehekea wakati ule tuna shida, hatusherekei wakati tuna raha. Hata mfano mdogo tu naweza kuelezea, wakati kuna matanga ndio utakuta watu wanasherekea vibaya sana kushinda harusi. So that is in our mentality. Kwanza kuna shida ndio sisi tunasherekea, wakati kuna raha sisi hatuonyeshi. So we are born like that and we are like that. Unakuta hata wengine wamepata kura, hata hawajaapishwa, wamedivoti tayari kwenda kwa chama nyingine, ambapo kawaida na kisheria yule mtu anatakikana kwanza aresign ndio aende kwa kile chama, ile kiti iwe vacant, aende kwa kile chama anataka, alafu watu wapige kura kulingana na maoni yao. So watu wametarajia mtu fulani tumemchagua na chama fulani, ni chama ambacho kinaenda kunipresent, tumempigia kura, alafu kesho yeye unamsikia tu ametoka Bramley, ametoka kwa ODM ameingia kwa UDA, na sisi tumempigia kama watu wa ODM ili matatizo yetu tushughulikiwe na chama chetu. Yeye ametoka ameenda Bramley na bado ni hiyo imeenda tu. Sisi tutalia kwa barabara kwa sababu chama chetu hakiko pale ndani. Lakini how come this can happen only in African countries? Hiyo ndo swali la kujiuliza, especially in Kenya ambapo hakuna sheria ambayo yafuatwa hata moja. Hata sheria inafuatwa watu maskini, na maskini ndio wengi. In Kenya we have almost 80% very poor people. Na these very poor people ndio wanasikia raha, ndio wana dance. That is why I came with the example of we are dancing in matangas than when we are in Christmas days. Hawa watu 80% ya maskini ndio wenye kupiga kura, manake kuna wahindi wengi sana. Kwa mfano wa Mombasa, na wana wahindi wana maduka makubwa makubwa, and these wahindis are Kenyans, wana vitambulisho vya Kenya and they are supposed pia kuwa na kura za Kenya, lakini hutaona kwa foleni muhindi ameenda kusimama anapiga kura. Why? Because the rich people or the people who get food, the 20% of Kenyans who get their stomach good and everything good, they don't need this rubbish. Hakuna haja wao sukumane na watu ili hali wajua IBC itakuibia. Ndio wale hata hawaendi, maana anajua ungo kwake huko. Sisi poor people, we are going there to vote and dance, while we are kila kitu chetu kinaenda kuibiwa. Sisi ndio tunaenda kudance, tunasikia raha, tunacheza mshene, tunapiga makelele huko kwa barabara. On the people they take it all. Alafu tunarudi after cabinet ikichaguliwa. Hivi saa hizi watu wana dance sana. Angalia kwa sehemu za bara, parties they are going on kwa sababu Ruto amepita. Lakini I'm telling you, and nakwambia na ni asubuhi huku kwetu niliko, sijakula hata breakfast. Akichaguliwa, cabinet ikichaguliwa, ndio utasikia wale watu walikuwa wana dance kwa barabara wakaanza kulalamika. So the problem is how come only in Africa the poor people are the one dancing for the rich people. Kwa nini? Hakuna usawa na hakuna
I
koti
agree.
inaweza kusaidia. Hakuna koti
Stephen,
yoyote ambayo inaweza kusaidia.
I know. We would like to bring in Bob Papa, who is in Mombasa on the ground. He's the agent mobilizing support on the ground. Wacha tumsikie kidogo alafu tunaweza tukaendelea na hiyo mada. Yes, Bob Papa, the floor is yours. Give us a quick update.
Hello, jambo, habari zenu?
Roda, you can mute yourself.
Yeah, I have gone round from that time I voted. Tangu ile wakati somebody to mute, somebody is
Cheza, can you mute yourself, please? Cheza, unaweza mute yourself, eh?
I cannot see them.
Oh, you're good now. Guru, can you mute yourself, please? Okay.
Okay.
Both Papa, you're clear.
Yeah, I have been on the run since I voted very early in the morning at 6. I've been to many police stations. I've been to Tononoka, I've been to Bombolulu, I've been to 2 of them. I've been to Freetown. The turnout is improving. Initially in the morning it was not that good, but right now it is improving very much. But the funny thing is that the devil in us is people are crowding outside the polling station, and they are waiting for the money bag. And the money bags guys have not shown up. But one polling station called Kikodep at Bombolulu, there is a vehicle that came there, and it was asking for people to gather in 10. That vehicle, I want to believe that, because I know that vehicle belongs to our side. I don't know, but I didn't see them exchanging any money, but they were talking to people outside the polling station. So the turnout is improving. Nobody should get worried about that, and I'm sure in the afternoon it will be much more packed. But the UDA, I think walizoesha watu pesa sana, because most polling stations have gone to, people are crowding outside. It's like they want to be either bribed or given some incentive. But the turnout is there. But that won't matter, because Mombasa is basically an ODM zone, and somebody can even eat your money and still vote for ODM. So that is the beauty about it. So let's hope the turnout will improve in the afternoon, and then if you guys will be around, then I'll keep you posted again. I want to take a break for about an hour because I'm feeling fatigued, dogo.
Thank
And
you.
then
Thank you so
I
much.
will be back. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Bob Papa, for that update. A lot of people have been asking how things are on the ground. Bwana Charo here has been assuring us that Mombasa ni ngome ya baba, so we shouldn't be worried. Thank you for confirming that. Asante sana.
It is in ngome ya baba. In fact, people should not get worried. The only worry would be if these guys try to stop, of which nimeona most places are manned. Right now they are manned. Initially in the morning, it's like agents were few, but right now there are many people. So I don't think anything bad will happen.
Wonderful. That's
So
what Asante sana. You have a rest and enjoy your lunch.
I will have a rest, and then in the afternoon I'll link up with my guys in Nigeria what they have done so far.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Have a good one.
Cheers, man. Okay, cheers.
Asante. Tulete Rhoda. Rhoda, I think you came in. You have a small message on the private chat. If you can look, I think Godfrey has something for you there, but Yeah.
Good morning, everybody. Yeah, it's morning. Yeah, I was here before. Then I sleep some hours. Then I wake up because I love my country so much. My heart always burning. My friend used to ask me, "Why do you love your country?" Because that is my motherland. I used to love. So today is a very special day because today it is elections for the governors from Kakamega and Mombasa. So my heart, I'm praying that we will take this, my heart, that the way I pray my heart, that we will take this Azimio la Umoja, ODM, tutachukua, at least tukuwe na watu tunajua watafanya watu tuna trust, watu tuko security na watafanyia watu wa Mombasa kazi mzuri na nini, na at least tukuwe na gavana wetu wa Kakamega arudishwe. Kama Paraganya alikuwa vile amefanya vizuri huko Kakamega, nimeona maendeleo mingi sana, iendelee hivyo. Sasa ndio maana kwa roho yangu naomba ati watu wajitokee wengi sana, waende wa vote kwa wingi, kwa wingi, kwa wingi. Asante sana.
Asante sana. Thank you, Rhoda. Your message and sentiments have passed across. I know you have the passion for the country, and everyone should love their country like that. It is your motherland. If I don't know why the English people didn't say it's the fatherland, but ni baba yako, ni mama yako, ndugu yako, and everything. So it has to be protected, and that level of protection, the role you have in protection is by voting. I keep saying again, that is the inheritance you have for posterity. So you have to keep working on it, keep protecting this democracy so that the country doesn't go to the dogs. Thank you, Rhoda, again. We'd like to bring in Stone PK. You've been off for some time, Stone PK. Uko na machache, one or two things to say?
Wow, thanks Daudi. Kile kinafanyika ni kwamba tension inazidi kupanda bana. We really want to see what is happening in those two counties, because hiyo itakuwa ni indicator ambaye if we were to lose the governorship in any of the two, itashukisha moral sana. Kuna mtu amesema watu wameanza kupata ile cheza said something which is true. Binadamu huwa ni wacha niite ni vitu, for lack of a better word, very delicate. Unaweza sikia mtu akwambia mazee, mimi nina roho ngumu. Roho ya binadamu si ngumu, ni uongo, huwa tunajidanganya tu. Kwa sasa hivi I can assure you there are people wameshindwa kustahimili kwamba huu uongozi ulichukuliwa na Ruto kimambavu. Unajua that action ilifanya watu wakashtuka. Na ushaona mtu ukipiga mtu kofi kama hayuko tayari, huyo mtu hata kama ilikuwa ana nguvu gani, umbandike tu kibao vizuri aone zile tunaitaga scars, utamweza hata kama alikuwa ni yule jamaa alikuwa anakupiga mtaani. Ukitime tu mpige hivi tu kabla afikirie ya pili, kwanza atashtuka, manake ni kibao. So sisi tulipigwa kibao pale Boma. We are still, kuna wale walianguka ambao hawajaamuka. Mtu bado anashindwa, watu wana doubt. Kuna watu wanauliza yani Ruto ana nguvu bana. Na hiyo sasa binadamu huwa that wins them so much. Huyu mtu si mchezo bana. Because I've had a few people discussing that. Wasema Na huyu jamaa si mchezo bwana. Umeona vile amefanya na serikali ipo. That kind of debate, you lose some percentage. You lose some followers. Inatakikana ukipigwa kibao hivyo, ukipigwa unafanya hivi, unaona hizo stars, una pretend hujapigwa kibao. Alafu unajikakamua so that your fans can see unaweza piga mtu. We ought to have done something to retaliate the bombers thing. And let me thank Baba kidogo, because Baba came out very strongly. For me, I think the following day we should have demonstrated picketing. Tungemwagika hapo Bomas kama mvua. Tusitoe fujo, lakini tuseme what has happened we are not happy about for 2 hours or 3 hours, kisha turegee nyumbani. Inaitwa show of might. In my own opinion, as Stone PK, that's what I think. Hii mambo ya kuambia sijui tulieni, sijui iko nini, hiyo haisaidii. Naona nani anakataa bwana Chao. Utampa nafasi ya ribat hiyo. But in my own opinion, that's what I think. We should have at least picketed. Unajua sasa we don't picket. Hata tuonyeshe hatujafurahi. Ati tunangoja tarehe 5. Okay? Now, the second thing is we are hearing masanduku yamewekwa, kuna kura zimepatikana, bla bla bla. Haya, unasikia agent wamechelewa and all that. That story is not good. Umepata masanduku yalikuwa yanawekwa nini, tunasikia tu yamepatikana, hatuelezwi what is happening. Like nimejaribu kwenda mpaka kwa nini website ya Azimio nini, I mean kuna group ingine, they are not saying anything. Why the quietness? What is it? Tumemezwa nini? I don't know what has been given to us. Sijui ni dawa gani tumefukishwa bwana. Naambiwa kuna ile dawa ya kufanya unazubaa unaangalia tu watu hivi, hypnotized. Azimio has been hypnotized. I don't know what has hypnotized us. Tunaonekana tu sasa tuko tu. That I'm not happy. Maybe I'm so much used to kawaida ile yetu nguvu nini ile tuna make statement. I believe in making statements. I'm not used into this docile kind of behavior, but since the majority, that's the way, the route we have chosen to take, ninavumilia tu. Kwa sasa tunavumilia tu, lakini hiyo kuvumilivu inasumbua kabisa. Sijui kama tutakula hizo nini. Hii tunaambiwa mvumilivu una mbivu. I'm not, sijui. Lastly, we are told that kuna our what do we call it, Azimio PR, or rather we were told that there is a team ya Azimio ambayo ilikuwa inatakikana iwe inapambana, inaeneza ile mawaidha ama hisia za Azimio, what is happening. I don't know why that team is no longer there. I don't know whether it's a strategy. So as followers, we are left in the darkness. Before, during the campaign, we were hearing these things from Junet, but now I don't know what the strategy is. Is it maybe because if you do that and the case is in court, maybe you might unaweza payuka sana ukaharibu. Sasa personally, I'm at loss. I don't know. I don't understand what that strategy is. That's my personal observation. Wacha niachie hapo.
Thank you so much, Tony BK. I think you have very interesting points. Ni kweli watu kadhaa wa Azimio wametiliwa baridi kidogo. You don't hear so much. Where's Junet Mohammed? I don't hear so much. Where is Sifuna? You go to their Twitter, quiet. So these are the people who are supposed to be fighting for Baba, I don't know whether that is a strategy, but it's not a very good strategy. When we lack information, tunaanza kujijazia, and then people put in a lot of complicated stuff in between. So it's good to have a narrative all the time. Bwana Jeff, naona your hand was up first, so go please. Bwana Jeff, we cannot hear you.
Mimi?
Yes, it is you, Godfrey.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm not Jeff. Well, you called Jeff. Okay, I wanted to say something. Kuguzia what School PK amesema. At the moment, right now, kuna petitions zimepelekwa kotini. So I don't think kama kuna haja ya kuprotest ama ya kupiga kelele sana. Let's just wait for the outcome ambayo itatoka kotini. But what I can agree with you ni ile point ambayo umesema we need information. Is okay. We really need information kwa sababu ukiangalia mtu kama Shifuna haongei. Mtu kama huyu anaitwa huyu nani Junet, hata sijui kama yuko, nimesikia propaganda mingi kwa amekula pesa, mara sijui amepewa pesa na UDA. He should come out na tuambie kama ni ukweli amekula pesa ama what is happening. Kwa sababu amepotea kabisa, amenyamaza. But kwa sasa let's be calm. Tungoje kwanza what court itatuambia. But what I know, court itapeana justice. Because what happened with IBC, hata mtoto mdogo atakwambia hapa kulikuwa na shida. I don't think kama court inaweza sema tu wacha tuachilie hii, wacha president endelee kuwa Ruto. No, this thing ilikuwa na a lot of propaganda inside it. So let's keep calm. Tujue kuwa court itapatia justice.
That's true, yeah. Definitely we have to remain calm. And rule number 1 for any PR body, information. People need to be informed. The moment you leave people doubting and feeling for themselves, then you begin losing followers slowly. Okay, Bwana Charo, I know you've been very patient. We thank you for that patience. The floor is yours.
Nitamjibu Bwana PK na nitajibu vile ambavyo kwa maoni yangu wakina Junet wanafanya ile kitu ambayo kwa maoni yangu the correct thing. Hakuna haja wao waende waongee. Unajua tu unaongea kwa sijui mnaita WhatsApp whatever, halafu unaongea kitu ambayo pengine at the end itakuwa sio. So the best shield in every war is to keep quiet. So what they are doing now is a very, very important thing. Hakuna haja wao watoke waongee. Hapa bwana, shida ambayo iko saa hizi ni IBC na koti zetu za Afrika ama za Kenya. Because naweza kupata hata mfano mdogo tu. Polisi anaweza kukushika wewe uko una raundi zako tu saa 4 usiku. Akuulize kitambulisho, where is your identity card? Umpatie. Na bado atakubeba aseme wewe ulikuwa unalewa na umependukia. Utalala cell the morning, wewe ile kama ni pombe ulikuwa umepatikana nayo kweli iwe imekutoka. Anakupeleka kwa judge. Huyu judge atajaji vipi kwa wewe ulikuwa mlevi na hata hujafika pale ukiwa mlevi? Pombe ilikutoka jana kwa cell. So that is the problem of our judiciary. So now we are looking only to the judiciary. Ule ukweli wa mambo sahihi ni judiciary. In my side, in my favor, they should wafute hao ma IBC wote. Hata kama Uhuru atapawa tena 2 years, we look for something better, it will be okay for some few people like me. Lakini there are many people who are thinking Ruto won and they are happy. And they should wait for the outcome. That's all. Watu wakina Junet wanawait the outcome. Sina haja kula ati tuseme ati wakina Junet wamejificha, hawataki kuandika kwa Twitter. There is nothing to write. You have to write something which is there. But if you have nothing to write, how will you just come and write because of writing? No. Hiyo sasa ni kitu ambayo sasa our hands, our mentally, our hearts tuweke kwa judiciary vile watakavyoamua, and the let downs ones, either the judiciary ama IBC, that the only people who have the hands for the Kenyans. Hawa ndio watu wako na hiyo Kenya kwa mikono, lakini hiyo IBC ni kitu ambayo ilichaguliwa, iko pale na itaenda ni itiende. Hata wakati wa Chiloba, the Chibukati should have gone before yesterday with Chiloba. Hata vile alirudi kubaki pale, I don't understand it till today. And our judiciary is just looking. So the big letdowns are these two mini arms. These two arms of our serikali yetu. Hawa ndio watu ambao wanaweza kututetea maskini kama sisi na wakafanya ile nchi iende vizuri. Lakini habari ya kuwa sijui wakina Juneti wafanye nini, sisi tulinde, hata we cannot do anything. We are just there, we're going to vote, we come out of the vote, tupige mshene na hakuna chenye kitafanyika. Na mambo ya maandamano is not the right time. Ile kuandamana kwenda pale Bomas watu wapige makelele, that is not the right time and it's not the solution. Hiyo kitu basi tuiweke out of our minds. Tukianza kuandamana, kuna watu watatoka ofisini waende pale, kuna watu wataacha udaktari waende kuandamana. One sick person is dead because daktari ameenda kuandamana pale. We don't need this so scanner. Hatutaki hizo vitu. Tunataka hii kitu free and fair. Who comes in will come in, who goes out will go out. Lakini iwe free and fair. Now, free and fair, it is only the hands of judiciary right now, because IBC, tumeona, they are not free and fair, and they should go home. If we have to dance and sing for anything, it's only the IBC to go home before any voting goes on. Hiyo ndio kitu ambayo tunaweza kuwa ongea kama wa Kenya. Lakini demonstration, tuende pale, tuache wengine wanakufa huko, magari haziendi, watoto hawataenda skuli. This we are going to miss for many things kwa sababu ya demonstration ambazo they don't bring anything. Kitu ambayo iko sasa ni Kenyans, we have to stand and wait for the judiciary. Kwa hivyo siwezi mlaumu Junet, siwezi mlaumu sijui mtu wa Azimio hakutoka hakuandika kwa tutor. The tutor will not give me anything. Hata akaandika sahi tumeshinda kesi, we will just believe. Hakuna haja, wacha tuongee mikono yao jamani.
Asante Bwana Charo. Definitely you have a point, lakini at least there should be some official information from the Azimio team, because unajua sasa everyone is trying to look for information and then the bloggers they end up being the source of information. And
but they have no information. What should they give you? They have no information. They have nothing. So what will you tell them? Even the bloggers, they have no information. What should they write to you or tell you?
Propaganda and guesswork. Let's hear from Guru. Guru is itching to say something before we come to Keleana. So Guru.
You know, in any battle, there are things we call strategies, and sometimes retreat is a strategy. Now, I do not subscribe to those who say that there should be much talking, because what other message do you want except the one given yesterday by the principal himself, that people should stay calm and that he's pursuing the truth? What happened? That is all what is required. Other talks of this or the other will not add any value. And in any case, you know, sometimes in a political battle, like the one that Baba is faced with, his silence is alone very destabilizing for the other side, because they don't know the next time he utters something, what it will be, and it will be weighty. So I think the foot soldiers, the Junet and the Secretary General have just to step back. to step back so that the main principle, his message remains the only standing message, that is forwards no. And what they know is that they are waiting for the Supreme Court to give its verdict, and then from there, things will take their course. And after all, you are aware that he also said he is pursuing both constitutional and illegal means. I don't know why people would want to confine themselves to a very small. You go and read the constitution and know what other legal means. The context of that. So I think the issue here is currently we are before court, the Supreme Court, and Baba is hoping for favorable judgment, because there is evidence that a lot went behind the back, that maybe even the whole election was a sham, and that is for the court to determine. Otherwise, if we start issuing statements every day, it will look like it's just mere politics, which it is not. It's a serious issue where a whole body of the government, a very highly respected respected body like IEBC, should be above board, has become a captive and a criminal enterprise, where in conjunction with local and international actors, that is what the court will have to determine. And it's a serious matter, because if that is found to be true, then we will have to see people go behind bars. That is what it is. This is not just merely politics. And in fact, if you heard very clearly yesterday, this is not even about whether Raila will go to State House or not. It's about posterity. Do we continue having faith in going to vote, or do we just stay at home and some few people, plant their votes through the internet and so on and so forth, and then they choose the leaders for us? So those who are pushing that, you should be hearing Junet talking every day, and the Secretary General, I don't think you are being genuine. No, the battle that we have is not fought in that manner. And let me tell you, I think Baba is one of the best advisors. I am sure they have been told to shut up, not to muddy the waters. Because when you look at the other side, they have bloggers who hang on every word or even every picture and turn it around to their advantage. So the best thing here is to deny them that opportunity. Let them put what they want in the internet, and the truth will come out. Right now, already, I think I mentioned earlier that the affidavits are contradictory. One says that the 27 constituencies were displayed at Bomas. The other says they were not displayed because there were chaos. So which is which? So you see, when you go to steal, there is no honor among thieves. When you go to steal together and you have not sat down to say, if you ask the questions, what are you going to say? Then such contradictions come out. This is a deeper thing. I think it has to do with our country. It is even beyond now the 2022 elections. It's about the future of our democracy, and there is no ways about it. And I think the person who said here we may even stay for 2 years. What will happen if a criminal enterprise is found to be operating within the IEBC? It will have to be disbanded. And when it is disbanded, they'll have to have time to reconstitute another one. And then we go to the elections. Because I don't see the mood in the country allowing Chebukati and his commissioners to carry out another sham elections in Kenya. So let us prepare. And back you, this is beyond even let me not mention that, but it is something deeper than you can think. Thank you.
Thank you, Guru. I definitely agree with you on not communicate anyhow. However, we are people who consume information now at a very high rate. So there has to be a way of regular communication, at least on where the party stands and what the next strategy is. That is my opinion. It doesn't have to come from this side busybodies. So while I agree with you that it is time to shut down and just have one source of communication, but I also believe the frequency ought to be a little bit higher than it is right now, because you saw what happened after the declaration. There was this big hiatus where we didn't get any information, and people were so worried until Baba had to come and address the nation. So I thought maybe there should have been like a small communique from them just to tell us this is where we are and this is what we're going to do. My opinion again, and that's how I would run a PR system if I was heading one. Now,
but are you aware that there was a communication sometime which was disputed whether it was genuine or whether it was propaganda? But I also saw the Daily Nation having highlighted it that they had called a series of events leading up to the court sessions and maybe after, and then it was pulled out.
There was a call for a vigil. Yeah, but it ended up being a trick by the other side. So anyway, it happens.
But you can see, you you can see the tension that is there, because they are also, I think they are panicking. They are panicking because they don't know how far it can go.
It is true, and you're also very right in saying that when you begin lying, you have to really work so hard to have a coherent story. So we see a lot of kind of things not meshing up between the two affidavits, and I think the lawyers are going to poke holes through those affidavits very, very fast, and also the IBC coming up with an official affidavit saying that they support a rerun, and so it's a mess. So Buanacharo was right to say that we might end up seeing another 2-year Uhuru term coming up very shortly. Bi Keleana, bado ungali uko ama uko na shida ya mic? Freeze. Mutongoria, Keleana, yes, the floor is yours.
Sasa niliona hii simu inanisumbua, wacha niingie kwa laptop.
Okay, the floor is yours. Please.
I like using my phone because it's a small one, I can move around. Hi everyone. Sasa kitu cha kwanza, wale ambao wameingia, tulikuwa tumesema tusaidie wale watu wa kwa ground in Kakamega. Nimeona huyo kijana ananiandikia, anaenda kubeba watu na vijana wanamfuata, wanataka pesa. So if you have something small, umtumie asije akakatwe shingo aseme alitumiwa pesa akakula. If you have something small, please, there was a number, Daudi can put it again, we can help out. Because
I've just put it, Kakamega, yeah, it's up there, yeah, private check, yeah.
So, if we are soldiers going to fight, we must also provide weapons, and we must also provide water and necessities in the battlefield. So let's not deter from assisting. We want to win these 2 gubernatorial seats, because a win for us is a win for better leadership, better policies and legislations, and also like our youth will get jobs according to the way they've qualified. But if somebody else gets the job who doesn't know the struggle that the youths have gone through to go through school, get their papers, is going to use his own. He will say, even if I didn't go to uni or I didn't go to college, I still have this job. So wale wenye wako na makaratasi wanagandamizwa. Unaingia hapo unaonekana kama uko na wewe ni threat. So let's just support the people on the ground so that we can get the proper leadership from Kakamega and Mombasa. Another thing I can say is let's keep being vigilant, because we don't know what's going to happen. Imagine your country is under somebody's hands. Somebody you don't know, whether it's Al-Shabaab, whether somebody from Iran. That's why we should be very like very vigilant and fight, even if we see we cannot manage. But our contribution through this Mutembe TV is going to enlighten others who are in the country, and even it's going to show the world that the Kenyan youths, wherever they are concerned about our leadership for the future. But if we keep quiet, everyone will think we are in comfortable zones. Ihari tunaumia huko chini, sababu tusipoongea nani atatuongelelea? Hatuwezi taka watu wa kutoka Venezuela wakuje wakachukue nchi yetu, because even Venezuela is even below. I think the poverty level of Venezuela is below Kenya. Then when they come, they will just take everything, and we be like we are foreigners in our own country. We don't even know if the foreigners are going to come. We'll be asked for a visa to be in your own country. So let's just pray that God will give the Supreme Court the insight and the wisdom. Even if they are going to make this verdict, let them not say we are going back to do another rerun. They should just go and tell them, give Raila the vote. This man has struggled and is there for the good of our country, so that we can go ahead. We can't afford to lose another 41 or 42. With the economy, we may use even 100 billion. That is money being borrowed from China, and we keep on piling our debt. That's what I can say, but let's keep praying. It's only sometimes BK says, oh, we are not going to pray. Pray will do nothing. But prayer is a tool that we're going to use. We are not going to be like people who doesn't know the word of God. We just keep praying for the Supreme Court so that they make better judgment and the insight, so that they may be able to take the country to another level. But this time, the Supreme Court is the only court that is going to give us direction. If they make wrong decisions, Kenya is doomed. And then that's what I can say.
Thank you so much, Cleana, for those very pertinent views. As Cleana said, we have some people who are on the ground. They have a network of borders and boys who are mobilizing people to go and vote. If you have 10 shillings or 100 shillings or $1 or $2 that you'd like to, facilitate them, it's your own volition. If you'd like to help, just send some small M-Pesa to these guys to help them with the good work they are doing. We would like to, put our money and our actions and our thoughts where our words are. We shouldn't just stop at, talking. We can't create a change. Even one vote is very important. People have won or have lost election just by one vote. So if you can bring about a vote or two, then you would have really done a good job in shaping the future of our country. Thank you. Now, Mutongoria came before Dennis Osoro, so we'd like to hear Mutongoria, if you can unmute yourself and say a few things you have to share.
Hello, great people. Mutongoria here, and I've been following these conversations since this morning. So many things coming up about the last elections and today's elections. But we must be clear here, Daudi, about what is happening today. People are not willing to go and vote because us as Azmio have failed to mobilize people. This is unlike the current Azmio is unlike the ODM that we knew a few years ago. And we must start questioning ourselves, where did the ring start beating us? Because before Handshake, Raila was very strong. ODM was a strong party, and you can all agree that. But after Handshake, we started losing some of the regions that we used to get landslides, as in we used to get so many votes. Check what happened in Bugoma. That was our stronghold. We lost so many votes. We lost so many votes in Kambani. We also lost so many votes in Mombasa. Those Kwale counties, we lost so many votes. What really happened after Handshake? Even when we try to console ourselves that the elections was rigged, then we must be sincere. We had our people in Bungoma. We had our people in let's say in areas like Coast Region. What was the situation that was that our votes, the competitor would get so many votes compared to what we got last time? Maybe we should just question what really happened to the ODM, what happened to the Raila that we knew before the Handshake. About today's election, I've been following the situation in Rongai, and I can tell you for free, UDA will win Rongai by a landslide. UDA will get so many votes in Mombasa and in Kakamega because they are mobilizing, they are getting people out there to vote. And it's very shameful that, for example, in Mount Kenya region, where we had our agents, some of the few agents that we had, up to today, they have not been paid. I don't know whether you are aware about that. What will happen to our party? Because this is unlike our party, the party we used to have. ODM, as in UDA, is making many steps ahead of us. They paid their agents, and they are using the same agents to mobilize people. Us, we are not using agents to mobilize people to come out and vote. Maybe in the afternoon or in the evening, we'll be talking about another thing, about the outcome of today's elections. But we cannot keep blaming that we have been rigged, whereas our people are taxing. Jeshi ya Raila ilienda wapi? Anyway, I just had that for today.
No, thank you so much, Mutongoria, for raising that. That is what we've been talking about. Maybe the handshake diluted the groundwork, but I also feel like there has been a lot of largesse, or like a lot of people around Raila who have not been really helping him. But we who believe in what Raila is fighting for, I think we ought to stand up and be counted in this fight. We know what the other team has to offer. We know what they're doing. I mean, they have the money. I don't know where they get all the money from to spend. They might have a better groundwork. But do we ascribe to their policies and their way of doing things? I think no. I don't want to. My son, or I have some 3 kids. I don't want them to look up to the kind of leadership they offer for inspiration, because it's really not the kind of leadership that you want for our future. Now, I saw a hand by Guru, but I think let's go to Dennis Osoro because he was here first. Bwana Dennis Osoro, the floor is yours, and would love to hear your thoughts. Bwana Osoro, umeenda MIA, missing in action. Okay. Well, Guru, was that your hand up, or was it Godfrey? Was it your hand? Okay, you all seem busy, so let's bring the lady. Rhoda, the floor is yours.
Yeah, I want to talk about the about campaign. It's cost a lot of money. They went every county, and it cost money. It's got lunch. Sometimes they were sleeping in different places. Maybe that's why they don't have so much money. So we have to understand them. Sometimes even people, they can work for free without paid, just because of our country for the best. Because so those people, maybe they get paid, but what about tomorrow? What about the future will come? They will cry, because democracy is very important. Democracy. Yeah, we
That's
want
true.
democracy and justice and development and security. That's what we want, nothing else. Hiyo ikikuja, mtu aende anapiga mwenyewe kibarua, kwa sababu we want to live a country democracy, rule the law. Yani ukifanya, unajua huwezi fanya hii, kuna vitu ukida kwa hospitali unatibiwa vizuri, unajua hawezi kufanya vitu, yani uko safety. Hata ukida hospitali uko really safety, kwa sababu kuna serikali inakuprotect. Hata polisi mkikutana na wao unakumbuka COVID-19 ikikuja, I was very, very, very surprised. I don't know what was going on when the COVID-19 came. It was they crossed everything, curfew. So then actually we need really democracy and freedom. Haki watu walikuwa nachapwa na polisi na ni wazee. I was so shocked. So those are things we need to address now for future. If Baba Campo, the president, he can make our country like police wako wamesoma, wamesoma psychology, ati wana na wasifrute bangi, because African police, they are very, very bad quality if I compare in Europe police, because in Europe police you must study university and the law of the law. Polisi hawezi kuchapa. Unaweza tukana na polisi huko, hawezi kuchapa. Unaweza mwambia bra bra, hawezi, kwa sababu kazi yake ni kuniprotect mimi nikiwa hapa, nikipiga 112 anakuja na nisaidia. That's the work of the police, lakini si kuchapa watu. There is a lot of the law in our country. We need to change the rule of the law, but those things, we need to change a new constitution also, like the way BBI was coming to bring a new constitution. That's the things we are changing. Like you feel safety when you are walking the night. The police will, even when you call 9, I don't know, it's still 99. You call them, they come to your home to protect. Maybe your kid, they will be somewhere, because many things happen in Kenya. Sometimes you feel the kid they lost, kid they used to be raped, and you don't know. Even when you go to the court, you seek the justice, you don't get. That's always in Africa because of the corruptions. Can you imagine your kids raped and you don't get the justice? It's now we are seeking the justice and the truth, Can you imagine your own children raped and you're still seeking the justice? So sad. So in our country, we need very strong democracy. Very strong. They can do better if they want. We have money. They can do better if they want. And ask Kenya. But our courts and our politicians, they are the one who can save our country. Especially right now, we need a lot of mercy. And those men who work there and women, they have a lot of wisdom because they can make our country better. Yeah, that's what I want to say. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rhoda. You bring up some very vital points. When you look at a leader, you have to look at their track record, right? So we have two groups that are trying to get this top position, and also several leadership positions across the country. And then you look at their track record. What has Ruto done that has helped the country? What has Rigathi Gachagua done that has helped the country? What has Raila done that has helped the country? What has Martha Karua done that has been of benefit to the country? And you see a total big dichotomy. It is like night and day. So it is very clear that if we have Martha Karua, if we have Baba there, then we will work on some of these injustices that have gone unabated. We will have people getting their land titles on time. We'll have the 6,000. We have education for all. And then the other side, it's today they're telling you 100 billion. Tomorrow they're telling you 100 million. It's numbers all over the place. And that is the total confusion that is waiting for whoever's excited for this UDA government that might happen. So it is in everyone's best interest to fight tooth and nail. It's never over until it's over. So we've got to make sure that this UDA government never materializes, because we believe our future is safe in one Baba's hand. So I saw Godfrey. Did you want to say some few things before we proceed?
Maybe just one point on the issue Mtongori talked about. Amesema there's a way wakati Baba alifanya handshake na Uhuru, it affect the power that Raila had before. But I can say, from 2013 to 2017, the government messed up with everything. Na kulikuwa na shida. Sasa wakati waliingia 2018, shida ilikuwa imefikia watu juu, yani kwa moyo kabisa imefika juu, kila mtu amekasika, government imemess. The time walikuja kushikana, Uhuru alikuwa na best interest of Kenya na alitaka wa prosper, alitaka at least we move from where we were twende mahali pengine. But at that point, most of the people wali miss the point. Waliona kuwa Raila amekuja kushikana na Uhuru, yani sasa ni kama walishikana kukula hao wenyewe wakule, si kusaidia watu, kwa sababu sometimes back Raila alikuwa vocal kupigania watu, alikuwa anaongea kitu happen mbaya kwa government anapigana, but the moment alikuja kushikana na Uhuru hakuwa vocal sana. But I think they missed the point, because the moment they handshaked, hapo ndo wakati Uhuru alianza kufanya kazi. You cannot compare what Uhuru have done kwa hizi miaka 4-5 na zile ambazo zilifanyika before. But now these people ambao wako na Ruto walianza this issue narrative ya Dynasty, na hapo wakaweza kuconvince watu wengi, yani wali mislead watu wengi. So hatuwezi sema kuwa Baba ali lose that power. Baba still has the power, na wale watu wake, wale supporters wake ni watu ambao wako strong, ni watu ambao yani they only need some small motivation, ile tu charge. Wakichajiwa they will still stand up for him, kwa sababu wale ni watu ambao kwa wako hardcore na si watu ambao wanasema wanamsupport na kitu fulani ki happen wanayumba yumba. No, those people are always behind Baba. So ile kitu ambao amekosa ni ile tu charge. They need charge, na wakipewa that charge they'll still stand up. In Mombasa it was affected kwa sababu ya this king, hii kitu inaitwa SGR. SGR limeleta shida sana Mombasa, hata hakuna kitu kingine. SGR. Alafu another thing ni issue ya government, Mombasa government, hii mambo ya nini ya license, business permit iko juu sana. So people wamekataa story ya Joho kwa sababu yeye alikuwa na uwezo wa kuchangia kusolve that issue, kwa sababu yeye alikuwa the governor. But he lost the track. Watapata vitu vingi wamemsukumia yeye. Kuna propaganda ambayo inaendelea, wanasema kwa mtu hawezi jenga Mombasa, kwa sababu jenga Mombasa kama ni gorofa, the family of Joho ama Joho himself atakuja kwako. He need part before ujenge anything. Anataka part of it. The guy amemess. Okay, Charo kuna kitu nataka kuongea. Sijui
maybe before Charo comes in, could you explain why you think SGR has caused issues for because maybe you can explain that a little bit better.
Okay, on the
because
issue of
that is
SGR,
supposed to be something good.
on the issue of SGR, Joho was the first person who stood up na akasema SGR is stop, yani hiyo container isibebe kutoka Mombasa zikipelekwa Naivasha ama Nairobi. But Ruto was the first person to stand up akaanza kuita Joho kuwa his academic dwarf, hajui kitu ambacho anasema, hakuna kitu ambacho ita affect, but ukweli ni kwa hii kitu kuja ku affect. What happens is in Mombasa we have CFS. CFS ni place ambayo huwa containers zinatoka port of Mombasa zinapelekwa pale. Unaona? But now where SGR kuja kuharibia in Mombasa, people hapa port, watu ambao wako Mombasa wanafanya business wanafaa waitishe container zao kutoka nje, zikifika Mombasa wachukue from hapa port wapeleke kama ni Mombasa ama ni wapi, wachukue mizigo zao. But what happens, SGR ipokuja waliforce mizigo zipelekwe Nairobi. Wewe your final destination is in Mombasa, but container yako inapelekwa kwa nguvu in Nairobi. Unaona? Another thing on CFS imeajiri watu wengi sana hapa Mombasa. But now hawataki container zipeleke kwa CFS, and it's like they are killing the CFS in Mombasa. Wanapeleka wapi? Wanapeleka mizigo Nairobi. Sasa hiyo kitu imefanya watu wengi, vijana wengi wakakosa kazi. Unaona? Vijana wengi wamekosa kazi na wamekasirika. So the thing ima affect sana hii votes za Mombasa za Raila. Na Joho mwenyewe ambaye alikuwa anapigania the same thing, ambaye angestand firm. What I say first, nilisema kuwa kuna CFS amejenga Nairobi. Joho was not supposed to build that thing in Nairobi, kwa sababu yeye ndiye alikuwa anafightia watu Mombasa wapate kazi. How comes wewe una fight kwa hii kitu isiende kule, alafu wakati ishaenda, okay, ilienda kwa nguvu, haikwenda kwa mapenzi yake kwa nguvu. Wewe pia una support back, unaenda unajenga your own biggest CFS in Nairobi, alafu mizigo zinaanza kupelekwa kama sasa hivi wanasema container zote za Southern Sudan zipelekwe Nairobi, na kuna wafanyakazi wako wanafanya hapa Mombasa. Kuna CFS kama multiple, kuna CFS kama compact zilikuwa zinabeba hiyo mzigo ya Sudan. Watu vijana wanaenda kule wanafanya kazi, wanatoa mzigo. Look at transporters, sasa hivi wamekosa kazi kwa sababu container zote za Southern Sudan zinapelekwa direct from Mombasa, unapeleka direct to Nairobi. So the guy ilikuwa asichangie, asijihusishe kwa hiyo mambo ya CFS, angepinga na akawa na msimamo, but yeye aliingilia ndani na akawa amechangia kuwa CFS za Mombasa.
Interesting, very interesting. Thank you, Godfrey, for explaining that. Before we come to you, Guru, Bwana Stephen Charo had raised his hand, so Bwana Stephen.
Mimi nimemwelewa Bwana Ronald Godfrey hapa bila anavyosema, lakini we should not have gone to mere propagandas. Mimi mwenyewe najenga nyumba. Nafikiri wajua Vikwatani. Nafikiri Bwana Joyce unajua Vikwatani iko wapi. Mimi mwenyewe najenga nyumba pale. Hiyo nyumba ya ghorofa, na sijamuona Joho amekuja pale hata siku moja. Hiyo kitu Joho aliongea na aliteta sana wakati watu wanapoti inabebwa na hiyo SGR, hiyo agreement ikisainiwa na China na Kenyan government. Joho aliteta sana. Hata nakumbuka kuna wakati mimi nilikuwa Kenya, barabara ilifungwa nikienda airport, Joho alipanda pikipiki kwenda kuharibu mkutano wa watu wa vijana wasitiwe akili ya kuwa wasikize mambo ya Joho. Kwa sababu watu wakina Ruto walikuwa wamesema poti itajengwa dry port huko, na Joho akawa anapinga. Lakini the same youth wale ambao sasa hivi wanalia hawana kazi, ndio the same youth wakati huo wakiimbiwa poti na Naivasha, they danced in the street. Niko na video ya yangu live, walikuwa wanaimba na kusherehekea. So I don't know why now wanarudi wanasema tu sasa Joho alituacha. Hata kama ni wewe Bwana Joyce, wewe una support kuwa poti isiende, halafu watu wote wawe against you, and you need to do your business. What will you do? Sasa wale watu vijana wa Mombasa, the youth themselves, they don't know what they want. Kwanza wale youth, they don't know what they want. Leo hii watapiga makelele kwa barabara, waimbe, wamsifu Ruto. In next month they are the same youth who are going to say Ruto ametumaliza. So what does that picture shows you? Hiyo mambo ya leseni, okay, mimi nakuunga mkono, wamepandisha kila kitu, everything has gone high, lakini sio mistake ya Joho, it's the mistake of our own. Ule mshale tulitupa boomerang, alafu ile boomerang imegeuka imetukata shingo. So now we are going to give a blame to somebody. He's gone, he will never be a governor again in Mombasa. So we have to look forward now and to see what we want. Mimi sio youth, lakini the youth themselves. Niko na madereva wengi, hata hapa kuna Kuna madereva wengi wa malori sasa hivi hawana kazi, wananiuliza kazi za UK za udereva wa malori. And they're the same people who are dancing in the street when Joho was called academic doer. I have the real video. Si hizo propaganda. Kama ni nyumba kujenga gorofa, mimi najenga Vikwatani, na I've never seen Joho there coming to ask me for anything. Let me be sincere. Simtetei Joho hata simjui, nafanya kumuona kwa mapicha. Na simtetei, lakini I have to be sincere. We only, the youth, we make a very big mistake. And this mistake is repeating and repeating again. Hata sahi tena we are going to do the same mistake, which we did 10 years ago. Hii blanket imefungwa kwa uso ya Waafrika. Hatujielewi. Hatujui tunataka nini. We don't know what we need. Sasa tunakuwa pale tuna blame huyo. Sasa ile mambo yanaenda sawa, we don't give a blame. And we don't give a credit. We come to get a blame when something is going wrong. Hapo ndio makosa we youth, as youth people there. They did something very wrong. Hawakusimama na Joho, and then Joho said it, I let it go. Hata Raila pia, if he doesn't get people to stand with him, one day this old man will say, I let it go. Now akisema I let it go, then the people, they will come back around and kulia Raila hajafanya. So what can this person do more than that? More than opening your eyes and brain? Maka alituambia. Sasa wakaanza huko kuna sijui nini, hiyo contract iko na China na Kenyan government. And I don't think ile contract will be ended soon. Hata hivi walikuja wakadanganywa tena na Ruto kuwa akipita watarudisha port. That is a big lie. Wale kule wa Naivasha, where will they go? Na wako pale sasa hivi Naivasha pia kuna watu wanafanya kazi pale. Where are going to be, watachukua wapeleke wapi kama sasa imerudishwa tena back in Mombasa? Where will these Naivasha people be taken? So this is a really big mistake from the youth. Kenyan youth, they don't know what they want.
Yeah.
That is the only problem.
Bwana Stephen, I think you have a right point. And you know, it's a ticking bomb. The youth in the entire Kenya is a ticking bomb. Until the government does something for the youth. Tomorrow, if we have a critical mass that doesn't have employment, it's going to be an issue. And that is the soft underbelly of Kenya. We have so many youth that don't have employment opportunities. And that's why I think the Azimio government was coming up with this policy where they say, oh, you don't have to go to college to get this license, to have this certification, to be able to get these contracts from the county government. Which is it's not a good solution, like the best solution, but it's an in-between. Sababu kesho kama you are a Jua Kali guy and you have the skills, you can get that license. You can get a contract at a hospital, welding windows and things like that. That can pull some youth out of the street.
Now they are waiting. They are waiting for free internet. Now the youth are sitting there. He has no even mobile phone, so whereby he can go to the internet. But he was told that he will get free internet. He's happy. He doesn't know where to get the phone. But just free internet. That's why the youth of Kenyan youth, African youth, they are black-minded. They don't see the future. Unless they reach 50 and they get children, maybe they will come to understand what was happening before. Mimi nilikuwa kwa Nyayo. I was by Nyayo road. Ninajua kabisa what was happening. Right? And the youth, they don't know this. This is where they support when they were told. They are being told internet free, they will run. Well, they will told if they be free eating for the shagwa, porridge and everything, they will go and dance. That is the problem.
You need a comprehensive plan. So before I know Godfrey, you have your hand up. Brother, you also have your hand up. Let's bring in Guru because he had his hand up before everyone else. So on a Guru, you have a minute to put up your point before we go across. I know Balkis just joined. So Bwana Guru.
Acha niseme hivi. With all due respect to our brothers in Coast Province and the Kenyans at large, our country is going through a phase of development that it must, if it is going to maintain its strategic position as a hub of regional trade. Na kwa hivyo hiyo makelele iko wapi? Na kwa hivyo hakuna lingine.
Yeah, I'm coming.
Stone PK, can you? Yes, thank you.
Hakuna lingine, lazima mambo ya port ikachange. There is no alternative. Why? Because Kenya's greatest strength is the geopolitical positioning in the region. And therefore, the facilities that have been put up in the last Kibaki government and this government of Uhuru was a must. Tanzania is coming up very fast to take up that position. Okay? And therefore, the issue of the port of Mombasa, what is required is quick evacuation of goods, because it does not, the port does not only serve the country, it serves the region. And that is now translating to Southern Sudan, Rwanda, Burundi, parts of Uganda, DRC, and the rest. So it's like the way you invest today to reap big in coming years, and you have to put all the structures in place. It's unfortunate that in the short term, there are those who may feel pressed. But in the long term, the kind of volumes of goods that will be passing through that port will give so many youths jobs that they will not remember the years they went through pain. You see, what the problem is we have in Kenya is that we don't tell the people the truth. We want to play with their emotions of that moment. Okay? Nobody is willing to tell our people the truth. We cannot, my friends. The Mombasa port cannot remain the way it was in 1980s and 90s and 2000. The other day I saw somebody criticizing that we want to privatize parts of the services that will be given once the port is expanded and all that and all that. I asked the person, because we also know other large ports across the world, how they are managed. There is none of the large ports anywhere in the world that is exclusively run by a government. It is as simple as that. And therefore, if we don't want to develop, then we can stay the way Moi kept us, by just merely having cheap food, and then there are no roads, there are no jobs, but you survive anyway. Somehow you survive, even when you don't have that job. You will not miss something to eat, because when you walk to the market, you buy a piece of doma at 5 bob, and you live for the day. But is that the kind of the country we want? That is why I find it even laughable that today the strategy of the so-called UDA is to go around giving youths 5,000 shillings, 20,000, 10,000 to sell socks and bananas on the roadside as a strategy of solving our unemployment problem. It's a big joke. The country cannot move that way. Let's be candid. We are in a position to educate our people. I can tell you, if you go deeper, especially in issues of SGR, Mombasa Port, some of the people who will benefit most from the infrastructure and the investment that is happening today are the people of the coast province. But they have to be patient, because volumes of trade have to come in, and they are coming in big time, because there is a lot of construction going on in other countries surrounding us, and those materials and everything will come through our ports. So relax. This is development. That's how it works.
Bwana Guru, you know, I agree with you, but where I disagree with you is the speed of construction of that rail line. If you look at Tanzania, they are building a very efficient rail line from Dar es Salaam that is going to serve Rwanda and parts of DR Congo. That has been a market for Mombasa. So the Kenyan government should be working so fast to capture the Ethiopian market and also South Sudan.
Exactly.
And how do you get goods faster? You need a fast, efficient rail line. I don't think the diesel engines are good. I think it should be all electric. That's why. So I think that should happen.
If you don't know, I don't know, but I understand our railway system was constructed in such a way that it can be turned into electric when that time comes and when we have enough energy.
I think we have enough energy. It's just that there was some money that was exchanged somewhere, but you know, hopefully that is rectified. Now there were two hands. Ladies first. So Rhoda, you go first, and then we'll bring in Godfrey.
Can I talk, please?
Yes.
I want to talk something about, you know me, I live in Europe, and I used to meet people from whole Africa, and you know me, I'm very socialized and I love people. I used to meet people from Sierra Leone, West Africa. Actually, in fact, Kenya is a really blessed country. I wish people, they can be open up. They see how blessed we are. You know, a country like Mali, you know, Mali, Mali is always darkness, always have a war, the military, oh my God, always war all the time. And because of the poverty, they usually try to come to Europe. You know, Mali, they speak the French. So what they do, they pass in Morocco. Morocco is a board. It's like a big rig. Morocco and what? Morocco and Spain. So they usually travel with this small boat. So, and most of them, they are young people. They sneak in the water. Most of them, they used to die. So the president of Ghana, he was talking about, what can we make Africa a better place instead of our young people sneak in the water when they are dying. So he made that the president of Ghana, he met the European Union leaders. They were asked, why your people, they come, they die in the water? Because the European Union, they get sad, they don't want them to come here because they die in the water, they sink in the water. It's not funny. So the Red Cross have to reach them to bring them food and water. And they don't want them to come like a refugee. They don't want. So I'm always be proud of myself to know there's nobody in Kenya come with a boat. So that's why we need to be very, very, very serious. Very serious. Those are things I'm worried about Kenya. You know, those people, they come with a boat to come to Europe because they can have a good life, because they don't have a good life in their own land. And they think, but Africa leader, they have been trying to talk, even this Lumba, you know, Lumba, the Kenya man, he's a leader of African Union. You know, I'm always happy to know there's no Kenya travel with the boat to come to Europe. Everybody come with the freight. But, so that's why we need to be very careful. This is not the time to play the game. We need the real. This is the time our country, no matter which language you speak, no matter the tribe, is our country is more big than Ruto. Ruto is nothing. Even if he try to pretend like a dictator, he's nothing. For me, he is like small things. You know me, I don't care about the dictatorship. I have seen dictators, even in the Middle East. You know, I don't care. He's just small. We know big dictators in like Baghdad, like Osama bin Laden. They were cheesing people. You know, Osama bin Laden was killed by Obama. You know, we know them. So Ruto, he's just, you know, let me tell you, if Kenya tried to have a problem, you'll see the military from another country, from Europe, come to help us with the war. And the Ruto will be very shameful. You know, like, so me, I'm starting with the truth and justice comes. Yeah, because I love my country and I want people in my country to live good life. Wherever you stay in Mombasa or wherever, you have a party or not, our country is bigger than even party, than Luther. This is a Kenya. It's bigger than anybody. I don't want to see our people travel with a boat. I don't want to see the United Nations taking a refugee because of the poverty, because of problem, like the way in Mali and Somalia and Ethiopia and Eritrea, in South Sudan. We know those countries. So this is time we need to, don't pray that this is the time our country, we have to open our heart and we give our heart. We say we give everything to our country to fight for our democracy, to fight for our freedom, to fight for our democracy, freedom expression, freedom to say how you feel. Freedom, you can have your business, you can be a businesswoman, you can be a businessman, and development and security. That's what we want. If our court, they love our country, for real, they can do favor for us. That's what can make me peace, because now I've never get peace. People, they think peace is fighting. You cannot get peace when your country going bad way. Never, you can't. I want to feel like, when President Uhuru Kenyatta, he made me to be proud to be a Kenyan. Even when I represent myself, I'm Kenyan. People, they ask you, wow, you come a very great country. So what about somebody come from Mali? Not everybody know. Huku wanatuma majeshi wanawasaidia na war huko. They can't feel proud of it. And they are very great people. They are beautiful. They speak French, but they have a president who doesn't love himself. Who doesn't love we want Kenya people who love themselves. First, you have to love yourself, because before other people to love. The things in our country, we have a tribe, they don't love themselves. If you don't love yourself, nobody can love you. You have to accept yourself. I'm like this, that's the way I am. I'm a Kalenjin tribe. You love yourself, no matter you speak with it. There is a tribe in Tanzania. They speak like this. They speak like that, and they're God people. What about somebody doesn't have a mouth? There's one baby. He was born in Rwanda. He looked like a monkey. And they were calling him monkey. People, they were coming and he get out of a million. Because his face is like a monkey. Can you imagine? And then that's the time in Kenya you have to love yourself and you accept yourself who you are. That's where we make our country forward. But not this kind of game play, to play like a panya route. We cannot move forward. That is a message I could address to Kenya people. I'd like to meet Ruto face to face. Do you love yourself for real? If you really love yourself, you cannot do the way you are doing. But that's why President Uhuru was giving us democracy, because President Uhuru, he loved himself. He doesn't compromise. He doesn't like people to be here. I've never buy any candidate. No, even whatever. President Moi Kibaki, he didn't buy any candidate. He respect. You have to love yourself, respect yourself, and other people. Me, I don't respect Ruto because he buy other people. He cannot be himself, because he doesn't love himself. That's a fact, Love yourself and accept yourself who you are. Even if you are sitting in the wheelchair, even me, I have a friend, my best friend, daughter, she's autism. She doesn't speak, and she's very sensitive. You can be who you are, and God can give you to be sensitive. You have a feeling, So Kenya, let us love ourselves. That only can deliver our country. Love yourself, accept yourself, who you are. Don't care what people think about you. People, they can talk. In the night they talk. People, they have been talking about me. People, they have been lying about me. And I don't care. And I keep moving, That's only can make our country bad.
Thank you, Rhoda. Very important points. National pride, self-pride, very, very important points. And definitely we need that. You should remind them a lot, sometimes we forget, and obviously we see a lot of cheap popularity that is going on, where you buy crowds, you buy yourself into office. We don't need that. We need a country where leaders are elected into office by popular elections and not buying themselves into it. So very, very good points. So Godfrey, I'm sorry it took a little bit longer, but let's hear your thoughts. I hope you still have them.
Okay, there's just one thing I wanted to pass across. We were talking about the issue of port. The point I was sharing is, there was a meeting where there was an agreement with the government, wakasema transporters na clients kwa mzigo, they will choose. Wali agree na port, they will choose. If you want to use rail, utatumia SGR. But if you want to use road, utatumia transporters. Now the problem came whereby the government is forcing all containers to use SGR. Hapo ndo kuna shida. Sijui kama mnanielewa kitu nasema. Sijasema SGR ni mbaya, but now they are forcing. Ile agreement ambayo iliwekwa hawafuati. Wanaona? Sasa hapo imeleta uchungu between the transporter, between vijana wa Mombasa na between the government. Lakini wangeketi wakaelewana kuwa vile wamesema, mwana anataka kutumia reli atumie na mwana anataka kutumia gari atumie. Alafu iwe ni hivyo. Hakuna kuwa na shida. Sasa hapa what Mtongori said kuwa watu wale diehard wa Raila wame lose hope. Ani wamerudi nyuma. Si ku lose hope, wamerudi nyuma. Kwa nini wamerudi nyuma? Hao watu wanafeel kuwa wanagandamizwa na government. Government ikisema kitu fulani isimame na hiyo kitu. Sasa Raila is a friend to Uhuru. Joho is a friend to Uhuru. Wangesimama wakasema ile mkataba ambao tuliweka na agreement, let's follow this one. Tuache mambo ya kuforce vitu. Nilikuwa naongea kuhusu CFS. You know CFS imeandika watu wengi. Na containers zilikuwa zinaenda CFS, zikitoka Mombasa, zikitoka port, zinaenda CFS, alafu CFS ndio transport wanaenda wanachukua. Unaona? So the problem is wacha wafuate the agreement. Wasiforce vitu. Wakiforce vitu ndio watu wanakasirika. Sasa hiyo kitu ima-affect. Na hiyo imechangia watu wengi kukasirika na government pamoja na Raila kwa sababu Raila alikuwa anafaitia watu. Guru.
Yeah. So Guru, you have a rebuttal. Godfrey, did you still have more you wanted to add? Let's that. Yeah. Let Godfrey finish before Guru can interject to ask a question. You're done? Okay. Guru, you can ask.
Yes, mine is just to emphasize my point that the country has to move on, has to expand facilities, and I want to get my friend to know that what is not being said here is that one of the reasons why the government wants goods moved through the railway system is because of the maintenance of our infrastructure has become very expensive. The road network he is talking about, tracks, maintaining that road has become very expensive. And therefore, in one side, the government is trying to save the infrastructure, the road network, so that it doesn't have to budget every year to maintain a lengthy road network from all the way from Nairobi to is it Busia? So the problem we have in Kenya is that we don't want to tell our people the truth. Behind all this there are very many things, including maintenance of our infrastructure. The road network has been tattered for many years because of very heavy trucks. The number of accidents have been too many. These are some of the issues that underlie some of the solutions that we are finding in evacuating our goods through the SGR. There could be others, but the unspoken truth, some of these are the unspoken truths that the government is trying to find solutions to. So the problem here is politics. And those who are in Europe, they know that development has never been easy. Even in those countries, there were times when the people felt like they can kill their leaders because of change. Change has never been easy. Haijakuwa rahisi kuchange vile watu wamekaa miaka mingi. Hata wakati Kibaki alikunja, kwa sababu wengine walikuwa wamezoea ile tu live ya nini, maisha ilienda juu. But at the same time, in doubled or tripled salaries. Okay? So, inevitably, tunaweza ongea ile tunaongea hapa, lakini ukweli ni huu. SGR is a done deal. Services and the allocations is a done deal, and more will be coming. Hata huyo alisema atapeleka sijui he is going to revert. That is hogwash. That's nonsense. It is not going to work. And he knows it. Maybe he finds other mitigating factors, but not that one, because it's a done deal. It's as simple as that.
But Guru, you know, in modern countries, a lot of containers get transported by rail. That is a fact. And those things do weigh so heavy on the roads. But sometimes you have to balance. You know, you have to balance the needs of your country, but also the employment aspects of the population. So it's a very tough one. I leave that to the politicians, but you raise some very cogent points that are worth.
May I give you another complaint that is happening? That the railway system will kill all the towns that are along the railway line. Now, do we stay without a railway? You know, we have to choose what we want. We have no option. Lazima tuchague ile tunataka. Of course, there are even those complaints that some towns will just have to die, because that's where the matatus and these buses used to stop, and people would buy mandazi and so on and so forth. So I don't know what solutions there can be, but these are some of the high costs of development.
You know, a lot of towns, I would give you an example of Webuye, Kandui, and all those towns, they thrive because of the trailer business, you know. And so, understandably, a lot of people will say that the businesses along those towns will just collapse. If you go to Eldoret as well, and, you know, many of those small towns, they depend so heavily on the big trucks that transport goods to Uganda, Congo, South Sudan. Bwana Steven Charo, watu tukusikize, alafu tuje kwa Cheza online, because he's also from Mombasa, so he understands also this problem, I think, quite well.
My talk or my question is going to direct to Mr. Guru. If you tell me that the containers are very heavy, they should be carried only by the rails, that is very wrong. The game in play there is corruption, because the roads are built in a capacity to carry even 100 containers a day.
The voice is not very clean.
So, Stephen, I don't know whether your microphone has a problem or you have a dry throat. We can hardly hear you very well. Do you mind repeating your question a little bit audibly?
The question to Mr. Guru was saying that the roads, are you getting me clear?
It's better, but it could be better.
Yeah, the roads are not in the capacity to carry containers.
It went down.
All right, maybe my internet, so maybe I have to go out fast. But the thing is, the corruption, the big scandal of corruption is the only thing which makes the roads to be like that. Wewe huwezi kutaka kujenga barabara milioni 4 ambayo inabeba makontena, uchukue pesa ukule ujenge ya milioni 1. How do you expect it? In 1 month, hiyo barabara imebomoka. Lakini si shida, hati makontena, hata yatapita makontena 10,000, yatapita daily na hakuna kitu kitafanyika. If we kill the small towns in Kenya, then is where we bring poverty. We don't have to kill these small towns. The small towns should remain. Railway should remain. Container pia zinatakikana kwenda na barabara. They should also remain. And to make these things remain is to end up the corruption, which Mr. Raila Odinga is fighting for. Because these people, they ate all the money to build the roads in a good condition road. Kama ulikuwa zamani, wewe unaona ni mzee harika yangu, tulikuwa na barabara zinajengwa na kampuni inaitwa Zake. They were hard roads. Pale palikuwa na marehemu Ngala. Now, sisi wameingia wakina Moi, wakina hiyo Jirongo 500 Kenya shillings, they spoiled everything. So a road worth 3 million, this road is built to 1,000. So the road is going to be used only in 1 day container through. The road is kaput, is finished. This is the corruption coming. But this thing, oh, we have to kill these small towns. No way. We cannot kill this small town. I come from the small town. So this small town has to develop. And to develop, when a lorry drivers are passing through there, they will buy mandazi, they will buy kibanda chapati there inside, matumbo nyama choma on the way. That is to develop the small towns. But hiyo mambo ya reli kuwa lazima reli peke yake, it comes from the corrupt people. Usikuondolee barabara kwa sababu ya reli bwana. Barabara mzijengwe na stability ya kubeba container, na reli nazo zijengwe na stability ya kubeba container. So both of them can earn something. Like my friend from Mombasa can use this lorry. Mimi niko na mjomba wangu ako na lorry hapo port. Hata sasa hii imekaa hapo. My uncle, his lorry is being there because it cannot move. And due to corruption, kwa sababu barabara ni mbovu, zimejengwa na very few material. Hata hizo barabara mpya ambazo sasa hivi kumejengwa barabara mpya ya kwenda Kilifi through Mombasa kwenda hivyo. This road, it doesn't work anymore because kuna hizo lorry za kubeba mawe huko Makongeni huko. Zinabeba mawe zinapita through that road. In 2 years, the road will be not more end road. It will be potholes. Kama hiyo ya kwenda Malindi.
Tumepata point. Asante sana Bwana Charo, and I think you played into the points that Guru had mentioned. But let's before Guru you come in, there are two people who might have a contribution on this before you come in. Let's hear from Cheza, because you're also from Mombasa, so uko na opinion fulani kuhusu hili jambo, and then let's listen to Mutongori as well after that.
Asante sana. Nimesikia kwamba the both arguments kutoka kwa Guru and Mr. Charo. Lakini hii mambo ya railway yote imekuwa ikiongelewa, it does not benefit the Kenya as a whole. I think we should look at it from a more any aspect ya ku benefit the whole Kenya. SGR is good, but at what cost? Exactly. Unajua, there's something that is growing in Kenya, a consumer society. With the more things, we need more things and we buy more things. And this increases inflation. Do we need more inflation in Kenya? Because the SGR is making things easier to travel all the way to Bungoma and everywhere. This is increasing the inflation in Kenya. And Mr. Guru said, kwamba barabara, it will be costful. At what cost? At the cost of inflation. So we really need to look at this SGR matter in a deeper meaning. It goes way beyond everyone.
Certainly big. Let's Cheza, could you?
I think.
Thank you for that.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you, but I'm hearing myself through your phone.
Okay. Let me. I think it's fixed. Sasa we need to find a way that it benefits the whole of Kenya. Yeah, it's nice. The SGR ni mzuri. As Mombasa people, wenye wanapiga kelele at is due SGR is this, SGR is that, they need to sit down and evaluate things.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Panacheza. Can you mute yourself a little bit? Mutongoria, before we come to you, let's listen to Godfrey. He might have a question or two. Cheza,
can you mute me, please? Can you mute me? My phone is a little bit stuck. I think from the internet is lagging.
I don't have the muting privileges here.
Okay, I'll be silent. Let me try and fix it.
Okay, my point was to Guru. It's not that we hate development. We always want development in education. But now, inafaa ije pole pole. Remember, in Mombasa, we have transporters. These guys, wamechukua magari kwa loan. Now you are forcing things. You know, the thing is, they are forcing. It's not by willing, but they are forcing things. Mtu amechukua transport in loan. Hapa hakuna kubeba mzigo. Amekaa miezi 2, miezi 3, miezi 4 hajapata mzigo. Why? Kwa sababu ana force ziende na reli. Huyu jamaa atalipa vipi loan yake? You know, there's some factors. As much as we need development, but let that agreement ambayo ilikuwa ifuatwe. Development itakuja polepole, but all sides zinafaa zi benefit. Angalia transport from here to Mombasa and from Mombasa to Nairobi. Compare transport ya reli na compare transport ya lorry. Utapata road is more cheaper than reli, and they're forcing things.
I concur. You know, what happens in other countries, they do phase out. They give you, like, let's say 3 years or 4 years. They tell you after 5 years, we will phase out road transportation. So maybe that can give drivers some time to capitalize on, you know, whatever business they can. But I honestly feel like some of those trucks could be removed from the road because there's also congestion they do cause. Now, Bwana Mtongoria, if you have a few points to mention before now we bring Guru to sum up, and then we will welcome our sister Dush.
Okay, thank you, Daudi, and the rest of the panel. About the issue of SGR, if you check the history of SGR and how the project was carried on, if you cannot recall, we started by building the SGR. Then the government tried to shift the port operation from Mombasa to Naivasha because then they saw the need to do so because SGR then was not working well because it was only transporting people from Nairobi to Mombasa, and I guess they were not making a lot of money. So they saw the need to shift port operations. I don't know whether it was something planned from Mombasa to Naivasha. Now, my biggest issue here is sometimes the government do projects without having other mitigation projects to protect the people from the loss of jobs and income and all, because shifting port operations from Mombasa to Naivasha, and as well introducing the SGL, considering that we had road network, road transport, and those trucks, those people really lost a job. There are towns along the Mombasa road that came to collapse because there is still no business. I wish the government had other mitigation projects to secure these people because they are still Kenyans and they still contribute to the economy of of our country. So at times I feel the government does not really look at the things the way they are supposed to, because you cannot introduce a project thinking that you are making you are raising the economy, whereas you are killing the economy of other people, if I may use such words, because those people along the Mombasa Nairobi highway are still Kenyans, and they depended on the road transport, they depended on those trucks to make a living. Now, if you now go along those roads, those towns are deserted, no business taking place in there. What had the government planned about those people?
Yeah, very, very important point. Now, Guru, I do have to go to sleep. I have work from 1 hour, so probably I'll leave you to moderate this discussion, and you will lead it until the next person comes on. I think you're an able moderator, and you guys will have a good discussion. So it was good being with you. I hope you enjoy the discussion going forward. Good night or good morning.
Good night.
Bye-bye.